All right, welcome, guys. Want to just tune in with you and say hello. Hope you're having a great evening. Hope you had a great day. Let's check in. Let's get into the charts. Why don't I go ahead and let's turn the music down a bit. Let's go into the charts. Just wanted to play some music, kind of lighten things up for a moment. We have a few things going on, guys. We have a major market update. I really think this is going to be a major update, and let's turn the music off. Let's get serious here for a moment. I think in terms of the market update, we brought a few ideas earlier on to get people kind of talking, etc. in the VIP. Wanted people to start looking at trades. We wanted to identify some momentum earlier on, just some different aspects of momentum that we could look at in terms of what were the early movers in the market. We looked at ICP. We looked at NKN. Of course, we're always looking at Dogecoin. The issue is what we're going to look at now, guys, is as we wanted to, we spent a little bit of time yesterday looking at kind of what the leaders were. We have a very technical approach at this channel. You guys know that, and that's one of the reasons you guys are so heavily involved, is you enjoy that technical approach. Now, there's a different approach that you can typically say is a momentum trader. We talked about that this evening. I got that information to individuals. I wanted to bring up the idea of momentum trading. What is momentum? Momentum is going to be something that you're going to look at where essentially you're going to try and capitalize on the nature of, say, the movement of a trend. Go with the momentum. At times that can be very profitable. A lot of people make a lot of money just doing momentum trading. We also focus here on technical analysis. So as we look at Dogecoin, as we look at guys, really everything right now, as I did the real kind of work, it looks like things are kind of starting to break down. I just say that, and I want to bring like the lead indicators that we use for kind of a look at the momentum. The NKN was real hot initially. Looks like it's breaking down. It had the option of forming a bull pennant. So anyone involved in a momentum trade there would look at the bull pennant and immediately say, no, this is not going to work out. And essentially your stop loss would be in and around this area right in here. Can it recover? Of course it can. Was it a good momentum trade? Absolutely. Why? Because it had broken out of a triangulation. Okay, the triangulation that had broken out of was huge, guys. The potential upside on this, and I didn't necessarily share this with everyone, but as we look at the upside, even if we were to kind of bring this down, I want to talk about triangulations. I want to talk about technical analysis, and I definitely want to discuss potential. Like this is kind of a combination, what we would say, and it was the first one to move. So I wanted to bring it to your attention. It was really the first one to move. Okay. So as we look at, shout out to the crew, Crypto Tank Girl, Dandro, nice to have you guys. Nice to have you. It's Crypto Tank Girl, we hope you're doing good. I know it's there's a lot going on in the markets, etc., and we just hope that everyone is having a good time. This is where we come to relax, and this is kind of our safe haven. So you guys just relax, unwind, enjoy yourself. Hopefully you enjoyed the music in the beginning. Now we started off with NKN. We're also going to look at Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin's well suited to do well, but I want to look at, and guys, as I say, I want to look at NKN, or I want to look at ICP. I want to look at let's just go through the list real quickly, just so you can see the charts. I want you to focus on technically what's going on in the market so you can be up to date immediately right now with what's going on in the market. I said this is a major market update in terms of kind of the title. Look at this. You see the triangulation. Yes, that's sushi. Look at this. You see the triangulation. Yes, that's DOT. Okay, you see the triangulation. Yes, that's Shiba. You see the triangulation. Yes, that's KSM. You see the triangulation. Yes, that's Sol. Okay, right here. You see the we can just start saying it beforehand. If I haven't already gotten to the chart, you know what we're looking at is we are looking at a massive consolidation amidst a retracement, and I want to bring that up to you guys. Amidst a retracement, okay? So this retracement, essentially the fall off, we've entered into a massive consolidation. What's the next one going to be, guys? Let's look at Uni. Yep, triangulation. You see what's going on? Now, what is this? It's a continuation pattern. All right, a triangulation typically is going to be viewed as a continuation pattern. I want you guys to be aware, and go ahead and smash that like button if you guys would like to hear the market update and go through this. Otherwise, we can just focus on Dogecoin or something else. Smash that like button if you'd like to hear this. I need to know kind of responsibly that you guys would like to hear what a triangulation is, how it's going to affect your holdings, how it's going to affect your price, essentially. So do that. That would help out. Let's see what we've got going on. The next one here, Filecoin, guys. Filecoin has done really well. What is it still in? It's still in a triangulation. Okay, so it's a lot of coins have had great returns. A lot are in the green right now. But guys, as we go through each and every one, we'll look at DIA. What do we got? Well, DIA is in a triangulation. So the notion, the overall, let's say the overarching I'd say theme here is triangulation. Now, within that, there are some variations. There's always going to be some variation. Okay, we're gonna see this variation. What I want to talk about is, and we can get into whether or not we have an ascending triangle, whether or not we have a descending triangle, whether or not we have a symmetrical triangle. That's getting a little bit specific, right? That's getting a little bit. I'd say, you know, if a little advanced. You don't want to. Some people don't want to feel like they're in the midst of a textbook class. Like, this is supposed to be kind of cool, right? It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have, you know, be engaging. Right now, I just want to point out the fact, you know, and I did that. I was like in the beginning of the night. It's like I'm gonna bring everybody some momentum trades to see what they think, to see how they work. Because yesterday I don't want to spend time like looking at the leaders on the board. It's like, well, they're the leaders on the board. We don't want to sit there and stare at that. It's always a good practice for me to see how you guys respond as well, because some of you are like, yeah, that's nice. We're going to wait on that. I think it's a little oversold. Or I think it's a little overbought. I get to kind of measure what you guys are doing as well, because, you know, I don't want to sit there and just look at a leaderboard all day long and say, well, there are the leaders. We're not going to do that all the time. We're going to bring up, you know, some different indicators, some different theories, because technical analysis is one theory. I want you guys to be exposed to different theories, different ways of trading, different ideas. The trend is your friend. You always hear that. What does that mean? Well, people who espouse that, typically they'll go into like, what's a flash trade, essentially, like a short-term trade. I brought up NKN to people. NKN was a quick 10%. If people were able to act on it quickly, you had to do some threshold analysis. You had to get into it. But for people who may have gotten in and out real quickly, it could have been up to about a 10%. While I was filing through and getting that information together, you know, it was about a 10% gain potential. Okay, just a real quick here. You know, look at this. What do you think? And it wasn't like set in stone, nothing like that, but just something to get us thinking, something so that we can learn what is a momentum trade. What is that? Okay, just the same as a momentum trade. I brought that up to the group. Now you can look at the fact we're in a continuation zone, okay? This continuation zone needs to be reversed. Not just on Dogecoin. The Dogecoin is actually looking good in terms of where it's at, but it's still in this continuation zone. Why? Because the triangulation, the consolidation here, even though it's going up, we would define this essentially as, you know, we would probably line this out something like right here. We would probably do something along the lines of this, but given the overall market indications, we're more comfortable looking at Dogecoin like a triangulation right now. So you guys can see that the work that we're doing, even on the momentum trades, etc., everything's going to work in tandem in terms of giving kind of a broader sense of what is going on. You guys understand that? We talked about momentum trade. What is momentum? Well, that's identifying you with, and we sent that out to everyone. Hey, take a look at this. And I defined what is a momentum trade. So you guys would know, well, that's when people get on board. And guys, it's to the upside. It can also be on the downside. It gets you looking at when does the trade end, or when does the trend end. Okay, we're going, let's say, for instance, Dogecoin's reaching a new all-time high. Okay, we get a sense of when it ends. All right, so the momentum is strong in the beginning. It's continuing, then it fades. Right? So it has a continuation element to it. And I brought that up because these are continuation patterns. Just as a momentum trader will try and capitalize on something as it continues to go up and up and up, right? That's capitalizing on the momentum, right? The momentum, the upward pressure, the momentum. Just as that, as I sent that out to you guys in the chats, etc., that was preparation for the fact that we are in a continuation pattern. Okay, and I want you to think of things like that and internalize kind of the pricing mechanisms. Okay, we understand, yes, as things go down, people may short, people may sell, right? They would sell, essentially you would sell into kind of a position that where if you were going short on something, if we're going down, you'd sell into that. Okay, you can make money shorting things. That's kind of advanced options talk. We don't need to discuss that. But essentially the idea is the same. It's momentum. So the same as the momentum, the stocks are essentially the issues that I brought to you that you want to capitalize on the trend going in the same direction. Well, the same equivalent is kind of a continuation pattern. Okay, so I want you to frame that because now you have a good look at the price. Some of you are very involved in the pricing. So from that, you know, in terms of the potential momentum trade, some of you may have done well. Some of you, a lot of you didn't get involved in those. They were just kind of like heads up. This has momentum, and I wanted to identify that because it gives you this idea in terms of what is, so that you can internalize it differently, because now we tied it in with the price. Now you can internalize what's going on with a continuation pattern. Okay? The momentum is headed downward. All right? Now, can it be broken? Absolutely. without a doubt. As we looked at NKN, can NKN turn around right now? Absolutely, without a doubt. Now, we liked NKN because it showed us what? It showed us a break in the triangulation. It showed us kind of a reversal, right? A temporary reversal, at least a break out of this resistance, this line of resistance. It had this line of support along the bottom, right? It defined very well a line of 2 lines, essentially, I guess 3 for triangulation. But we'll say definitely this one and this one. This was just a fall off. That was kind of a gimme, wasn't it? But what we'll say is this defined early on for the market. It was the trendsetter, which is why I brought it to you. NKN. It had the potential, okay, to move up dramatically. To really move up dramatically. And I didn't exactly share the percentage and this and that. I wanted people to get involved. It's funny, right after I do something, if I ever share it with people, everyone wants 10%. I'll just tell you guys. It's just, you almost need to understand, if you're getting involved in something, if I've shared it with people, and I've shared it with people, if it's up already from the time I started sharing it, etc., you're gonna run into a wall at 10%. People with cash, they want, they literally just want 10%. They're like, great, that's fine. We made another 10%, great. And I understand that. I've been more than you know. And because sometimes I rag on you guys, sometimes I'm like, oh, come on. But I mean, I enjoy playing lightly with things and riding something up 30 or 40, 50%. You guys know me. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy the ride, the journey. A lot of you want the flash cash, right? Quick 10%. So what is important about NKN is just the fact that early we identified one that had broken out of kind of a continuation pattern. Now, the nature of this being kind of an ascending triangle can change things. I would say, depending upon kind of the nature and the history of what specific coin. Sometimes that may mean nothing at all. If you can't find kind of a distinct ongoing, what I'd say here, you may run into another kind of arguable ascending triangle like 10 times within the preceding 10 days on something and say, well, that should be bullish, right? Or that should be bearish. It works out to be, essentially, if you start looking at the candlesticks and the wicks, you're getting into, still maintaining the idea that it's a continuation pattern to the downside. So identifying something like this in terms of the breakout is key as we look at Dogecoin. Why? Because we want Dogecoin to break out. There has been already a market mover amidst all of the similarities, amidst all of the triangulations, everything that we can shake a stick at tonight, essentially, except ICP, which I have my eye on. It broke down and didn't get confirmation. It's all of these guys, all of these. I can go down all of these. They're all in triangulations. So we found one. We found NKN that broke out early. I got that to the group. Some people may have made money on it. I think from the time I got it out to the max, it was about 10% up, okay? Nice little flash trade, but it broke, okay? It was out of the starting gates, it broke. That's what we want to occur to Dogecoin. That's what we want to keep our eye out. As you guys look at your trades, as you structure your programs, those are the types of indicators that you want to set up. Bam, I want to set up an alert right here. Great. Immediately, if it can break through the upside, I'm going to be notified. It's going to email me, SMS me, everything. I just set that up in 2 seconds. Okay? So now you guys understand what a momentum trade is. I gave that to you earlier on. Just a momentum trade. Something's going up, you're going with the trend, and a momentum trader is trying to jump on with that trend. So in the same to the same tone, I guess, what do you say? Kind of singing the same tune. In line with that. Let's say that. In line with that. Excuse me. As we look at a continuation, pattern, being a triangulation. Momentum traders want to keep, let's say if something's going down, they're going to keep shorting. If something goes up, they're going to keep buying. Essentially, they're going to want to keep buying. Like anyone's going to want to keep buying if something continues to go up, increase their position. So the momentum is like the continuation. It's all directional. Right? I guess we can say that. It's all directional. The direction of Dogecoin is down right now, technically. However, we identified, and I brought it to the group, at least one, and guys, there weren't many, at least one that I found that was able to break out. So it was not easy, right? This is not light stuff. Guys, there are a few different options here. Few different options that are going together trying to get you guys the right information. But at least this one we can definitely learn from. Okay, because we see that, yes, this can happen. Potentially it can apply to Dogecoin. Potentially it can apply to the other coins tonight. So as we look at the first mover, if there's any advantage in analyzing what's gone on with at least one other coin, we have one example right now of what could happen. Now, a lot of people say, well, okay, how does that really help the rest of the coins? Well, sometimes you find a lead indicator. Sometimes you're able to find one little coin or one kind of, if everything is processed the same in terms of we have triangulations on almost everything. I mean, we literally have triangulation after triangulation. I mean, I can go through 200, 300, up to 500 coins right now. Everything is triangulated. I've looked at all the charts. Everything is triangulated, right? So as I do that, it literally boils down to, well, this one I just haven't drawn yet. All right, well, this one I need to draw. That's the only difference. Have I drawn it on there or not? Everything's in a continuation pattern to the downside. So finding one that broke out is big because it could be a market indicator. It could be a lead indicator for us. NKN may do this now. It may do something else interesting, and we may have just found something that the market maker or someone else is kind of using as a lead indicator that can give us a huge advantage in the market. All right. So we'll see whether or not there's a kind of if you want to say a correlation, that would be at the same time, within the same period frequency. They're moving the same, at the same direction at the same time. Two things that are positively correlated, okay, are going to move in the same direction, okay, in the same time period. Two things that are negatively correlated are going to move in opposite directions during the same time frequency, during the same time period. So we may be looking at kind of a delayed, either inverse or negative or positive correlation, meaning we have a lead indicator, and it's possible that NKN could serve as somewhat of a forefront. If we wanted to, a lot of times we trade it, we have a hunch. We believe something's going to happen. Okay, well, that's not as good as maybe if we can identify a real technical lead indicator, something that's going to prognosticate or get us ahead of the curve. The other one that moved really well was Luna, and I want to talk about Luna. Some of the trades that you guys will be able to execute right now this evening, okay, what you should be able to execute right now this evening are either breakouts to the upside, like NKN, and it's great. Everyone focused on it. I know you guys did. You're like, yeah, we focused on it. Well, now you see. Now it could be potentially, you see the understanding that you've gained having looked at that. You see that after I brought it to you. Right now you're like, yeah, now we know the whole market, right? Yeah, now you know the whole market. All right, you've got all this. You got it lined out now, right? Now within, let's say you have the option of a breakout, correct? We say that on Doge. Yeah, beautiful, it'd be great. We have the option of a breakout. Now you guys need to, with Doge, it's like, well, it needs to hold that bottom line. Huh? Yeah, absolutely, it needs to hold that bottom line. That line of support has got to hold. Now, Doge, it likes to act a little bit kind of on its own, right? I mean, you got Elon and company sitting there with big guns, right? Just call them big guns. He's got big guns and cash, right? It's nice. It's nice that he's involved in the space. He's got some very, very highly, well-regarded people in charge of his finances. Don't you imagine? They're very smooth. They understand kind of the game of finance. They have a lot of history in terms of PayPal, et cetera. It's nice to know that someone who would be that sophisticated in finance would be able to kind of assist on maybe some price direction or maybe some different things that might happen with your holdings in Dogecoin. I think it's really nice to think that. Because a lot of times we the people are not necessarily aligned with kind of the big guys. So in this instance, we are. So what we're looking at, we need that to reverse in Dogecoin. We want it to break out like the market leader that we saw, and it was the market leader. This evening after the reset at 7 o'clock, bam, immediately it started to move. All right? So this was the market leader. Now it's backed off. It's wanting to retrace. Okay? So I'll say the technical indicator, and this is where things get to be difficult because you'll find, okay, as you hunt, right? I use that sometimes. I hunt. I want to find a trade. Literally, I want to find something to trade. I want to find something to get you guys. It's in me to do that. I've always loved. My real love in life has been the market. That's just been it. Okay, so when I find that, it is what it is. As I look at this technically, you understand it's difficult to pay attention to multiple. Hundreds and hundreds of things. But I can tell by the movement after the reset immediately what's going on. Here, as we really start to specify and see, I even saw a breakout and confirmation. So this is surprising. This is a relatively big failure, I would say, by NKN technically. Now, does it bother me? No. Any position I took, no big deal, right? I'm always playing lightly enough. I always have reserve cash on the downside. You guys know that. Always having reserve cash on the downside. And I'm talking about heavy amounts of reserve cash on the downside. Playing lightly is nice. There's nothing wrong with playing lightly. Oh, we got a first move. All right, let's do a little momentum. Let's see what we got. Oh, no, well, all right. You know, and it's just not, it's okay if you're playing lightly. The heavier you like to play and the more you cannot lose the trade, that becomes unfun, guys. I've had a lot of experience with heavy people playing heavy positions where they can't lose. That becomes unentertaining very quickly to be around them. All right, and they're fantastic guys. Some big, heavy-hitting guys. And you have no idea. They handle big trading desks. They handle options desks for oil conglomerates. Dudes like serious kind of option desks for major oil conglomerates. They're in charge of it. You don't want to meet them on a bad day. Literally, it's just no fun to be around. And I'm like, you know, and I ask them sometimes, I'm like, come on, yeah, is that what you're worth? Because I know you're so much greater of a guy than that, than the market, what the market's turning you into. And like, I want to hang out with my friend. What happened to my friend? Like, my friend's trading options. He's had a bad week. Like, that's no fun. So when I talk about how heavily you are involved in these things, we like the market. You know, we love the market. We like Dogecoin. We like anything that's hot, but we also like to hang out. We like to spend time together. The VIPs, we love, I mean, I'm just being serious. We love the back chat rooms. We love coming up with new ideas. We love hearing about, well, something may pop up 20, 30, 50%, right? We love being involved in the trades from yesterday where we got, you know, people got like a 60%, you know, 50, 60% on the trades last night. I had so much fun bringing that to everyone's attention and watching people make money. I watched literally, you know, dozens of people making money last night just on a trade, you know, with a perfect, pricing entry. That's a blast. That's a lot of fun. Everyone has a good time doing that. And we have a good group. We have the right kind of group. I want to hold it together, and I want everyone to enjoy themselves. We have former investment bankers. We have, you know, VP directors. We have, you know, major corporations. We have cool people, you know, smart guys. A lot of smart guys, people who know how to trade, people who could run they could run themselves in options very well. I always like to keep things light, guys. I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you guys being a part of the community. Whether or not you're in base camp, so happy to have you. So happy to have you. Whether or not you're in VIP, whether or not you're a subscriber, I'm very happy to have you. I want you guys to know that. And so the work that I do, hustling this information to try and bring that information to you, I want you to know it's not anything where, you know, I have expectations or, well, everyone needs to do this. It's nothing like that. It's just fun. It's honestly just fun. And if you're trading at all, I just want to encourage you, if you're trading at all in a context that's not fun, I'll just let you know, we're looking at a continuation pattern right here on the way down. And I just want to let you know, technically speaking, and this is not this is not like bad, it's not even bad news, guys. It's not even bad news. If the technical indications, which I'm going to tell you is probably like an 80-20, okay, probably like an 80-20. Can be bullish. We just pulled out Baruch. We just pulled out, the previous one, which was supposed to be bullish, which may have failed, and previous about 2 steps before it had an ascending triangle, and the ascending triangle was confirmed as bearish. Okay, so, you know, we can get into the triangulation in terms of what is bearish, what is bullish, what's the overall market sentiment, how many of these are occurring in terms of the consolidations, what are we learning from them? And it's just, we've dealt with so many on this. I'll tell you this, we've been saved. We were, you guys remember that a couple weeks ago? It was right, where was this? This was this right here. I remember this specifically on Dogecoin. You guys will recall if you were here. Yeah, right on this line. Yeah, right on this line. We were just saved by the bell. I think Elon came through big time. His team was like, "Hello, how are you?" You know, we are Elon Musk's directed kind of Dogecoin crew, because this thing was messy. He came out and cranked this up. Right? This was the situation where Elon came out, and you just see the nature of the triangulations, and Doge has been a mess. It has been an absolute mess technically, except Elon, when it kind of needs to happen, or he's falling out, or we're falling out, everything's going down. I'm like, good gosh, this is not good. And of course, Elon says, by the way, I'm working with the Dogecoin developers. Beautiful, huh? Everyone's like, yes, yes, we got a huge, huge run to the upside. We broke back through, and we were hanging in there so strongly. You guys know that. We were hanging in there so strongly, really trying to make the best of it. That was a 50% trade right there. Okay, a 50% move. Who had it in them to buy at this point? Oh gosh, I just say that the holders were very happy. But we have triangulation after triangulation, and it's been difficult. Technically, you know, we can get into the nature of the triangulations. The trend right now, it's been difficult to maintain to the upside. It's because Bitcoin has been so, it's been high, guys. It's been high. When you hear of all-time high, when you keep hearing that, that means it's high. Right, so it just hasn't been real easy to defeat that because it's the main market mover. A lot of bad press, a lot of people just all talking about bad about crypto or anything else. They don't understand. We make money when it goes down, and you guys know how. We make money from the base camp to the subscribers. All of you know how. You know exactly how we make money when it goes down because we hit our pricing targets. We love pricing targets. That's the one time when we actually know exactly what it's going to hit. We know based upon our Fibonacci's that we draw, bam, it's going to hit right in here. We love that. And you guys know we love that. That's why we're a part of this station is that we understand, yes, there's a pricing target. It's going to hit that. It's going to go up. It's easy, right? It did that today. We got that information out. I woke up yesterday morning and people were like, yeah, we just hit the golden pocket. I'm like, yes. That was the VIP back room. They were saying that, but I know the base camp and the regular subscribers, a lot of you hit that golden pocket. That's beautiful. That was a beautiful move, and you guys understand that. Whereas the average, the normal channel may not cover that type of information. This is highly technical information, so it's nice that we understand. We know better to the extent of when the rest of the world is going one direction and saying everything's bad, everything's awful. We're a group of people that are literally going to sit there and say, "Oh, really? Well, we're going to make money during that." And that's what everybody wants. When you grow up and you start dealing in the market, et cetera, that key, right? The golden key of everything is like, if I could figure out how to make money when the market's going down, right? That's the essence of it, right? That's the pinnacle. You've reached the top. If you can play the market and everyone else is losing money, but you know how to make money, that's beautiful. And if you can capitalize your gains, your interest, everything else like that, if you can really, really hone in on that and fine tune it, oh man, that's the essence of trading, isn't it? That when I was younger, I think you guys are the same way. When you first started hearing about, and then you get into options, you get into shorts, you get into different things, puts or calls, long or short positions. You get into that, you wouldn't quite understand it, but like, I really want to learn that, because when everyone else is losing money, that's kind of the key. I've figured it out. I know I can beat the market. So yeah, we've always looked forward to that. We enjoy that now. And let's see. As we look at this triangulation, it's supposed to be a continuation pattern to the downside. It's supposed to be. I just brought up where Elon got involved. Wham, to the upside. Things can happen. Good things can happen. When I talk about the overall kind of, I don't know that Elon's going to save Bitcoin right now. He might. When I say save, you're like, well, it doesn't really need saving. It's retraced a lot. I know that. I know you guys don't like to hear about Bitcoin. So, what is it in? It's in a triangulation. What's the difference between Bitcoin and Dogecoin right now? It's just funny. We put a different name on it, and you guys don't like it. You'll tune out and everything else. I understand that. It's a different culture. That's why we love the culture of Dogecoin, essentially, because we don't have problems. The only problem is Elon's in Bitcoin. So Tesla's in Bitcoin too. So we kind of have to love it, right? We have to love it. The fact, well, let's look at Elon's two coins, right? It's not an Elon review, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, all right, we love him because of Dogecoin, but we love him because of Bitcoin too. That's fine. That's his baby. He and his company put a lot of cash into that. You might imagine spending $1.5 billion on it. You'd be like, and they don't like it, to the whole crew here. You have to think, him saying, well, we put like $1.5 billion into they don't like it. You imagine. That's why I said we like it. We like things that he's involved in. We think he's a great businessman. He's just a visionary. He's one of those guys he's going to be remembered. In the same way that Tesla was remembered, it's possible that Elon could be remembered in that regard. Just as a real visionary, a real inventor, and just a real man of, just who changed the world. And I think it's exciting that we're involved in a lot of different things he's involved in. From look at investment opportunities, following around with that, and just to look at the Marscape or whatever he's doing with terraforming. It's nice. So it's not just limited to Bitcoin. We're Bitcoin addicts. No, not just limited to Dogecoin. We're just Dogecoin, almost Dogecoin extremists. No, we like we like things. We like to understand with logic and purpose and common sense, right? Look at you. I love that, Nikaya. Nikaya made $10,000 the other day. I want to let you guys know. Nikaya just put in a great tweet. You guys look at this real quickly. You'll appreciate this. Nikaya just put something together, and I thought it was great. Let's see if I can pull up a Nikaya. Let me see. Let's see, Nikaya. Nikaya made 10 G's the other day. He's one of the VIPs. He rolled up with 10 grand large. Like, yes, a great trade. But he's one of our VIPs, but he just wrote in the chat room, he just said, the only reason we hate Bitcoin is because we didn't get in early enough. So I think that's really funny. He's going to tell it like it is. He's absolutely going to tell it like it is. Not a bad take on it, brother. Nice to have you. Nice to have you. All of you. Nice to have all of you in this. All the subscribers, all of the, just everybody, guys. This is a crucial market update. Okay, and the crucial update of this is that we are stuck in a triangulation, which is a continuation pattern. Okay, and it's on Bitcoin. We'll start with Dogecoin. It's on Dogecoin. All right, it's on Bitcoin. Okay, triangulation. It's on everything. The one I found that broke out was NKN. That's why it's at the top. It could be a market kind of leader. We found, guys. It's on Luna. It's on Trias. I call it Trias. It's on ICP. We can deal with that. ICP almost had a different breakout. It's really in a league of its own right now, ICP. It's a brand new concern. Sushi, same. Triangulation. DOT, triangulation. SHIB, triangulation. SOL, triangulation. You see, guys? KSM, triangulation. Uniswap, triangulation. Guys, we can go and go and go and go. And literally everything from ETH to engine to guys, it's just the way it is right now. So that is exactly what we're looking at. And if it's not there, it's because I haven't drawn it yet, guys. That's the only difference. And why am I bringing this up? Because in terms of the key market update, in terms of what you guys can get from this channel, I appreciate you guys being members, absolutely VIPs. I so much appreciate that. All of you Basecamp, I so appreciate that. Those of you who are subscribing, you're the reason. I mean that we're here. We enjoy this so much. We want you guys to join us, and we do right now have an issue with the triangulations because it's technically you're going to get into, well, how many are bearish and how many are bullish? Well, these are ascending. These are descending. You see, now we're going to get it. Well, these are bearish, these are bullish. No, guys, that's why I look at the aggregate here. I brought momentum trading up to my VIPs tonight, and I said, hey, guys, a momentum trade. What is a momentum trader? Right? What is someone who's a momentum? They're going to try and take advantage of. Let's redraw this. They're going to take advantage if something's going up. They're going to try and take advantage of that momentum. Right now, what is a trend? Is established essentially by price action, right? And that price action is going to be, something that is going to essentially continue as we look at entering into a triangulation. We have a new super chat out. Very nice to see you, Harry Wiltz, guys. Harry Wiltz, looks like we have someone from England. Someone from England. Say, nice to have old Brit in the house. Nice to have you. Where are you from in England, brother? Would like to know. I would like to know where you're from. We have some roots in England, so we'd like to know where you are from. Let's go ahead and pull up. What did he ask for, guys? Let's give Harry exactly what he asked for. We appreciate that. 20 pounds in the house. We love pounds, huh? Pounds sterling. We'd like to know also that you're involved in Dogecoin. You're involved in Bitcoin. What's your technical interest? And guys, I think you'll like to see what he has brought up. It's very interesting. Sonic Boom. Let's take a look at Sonic Boom for our new friend. Hopefully you'll become a member. We have a great VIP crew. I can show you a little bit at the back door, and all the subscribers, everybody knows about it. I'm looking forward to everybody being a member because, guys, they're hitting it. They're killing it. Yesterday we just, last night it was just here's the trade. Everybody, probably 20, 30, 40, 50% on the consistent. This is that. So as we look at, let's go ahead to Sonic Boom for Harry. Let's take a look at it. Sonic Boom. Nicely done. Everyone taking a look at this now, huh? Everyone taking a look at Sonic Boom. Welcome to Sonic Boom Global Travel Solutions. Join the pre-sale. Pancake swap listing coming soon. Integrated with the travel industry with the crypto world. Very interesting. Look at this. Very smoothly done. I'm liking this, huh? It's nicely done, I gotta say, Harry. It's nicely done. With MetaMask, with this and that. Here we go. Well, wouldn't it be nice to have it on Binance? Interesting. Go to the trade screen, select. Okay. As long as it's not some, I'm just going to tell you, let's see, Sonic Boom bringing global solutions, one transaction at a time, the roadmap. Yeah, you've got some of the key facets of what would look like to be a legitimate kind of Use case. Let's see. Token information address. It's laid out well. People can get into it. Enter our token and merchandise giveaway. Well, I will tell you, we have a 1000x. We do have a 1000x competition here. So I may enter it myself with this and just try some out. I will warn you guys, anything that's on Pancake, etc., is very, very difficult, I'd say, to, even to trade well, to get in and out of. You don't have the facilities, and this would be my commentary on it, and I hope that you agree to an extent. And I'd like to know what your solutions are, Harry, to this. But one of the problems that we get into is as you look at a new anything that's new, like Sonic Boom or anything, and I'm glad that we're featuring that on this channel. Good job. I'll bring that to the attention of a kind of highly technical crowd, and the people here trade. They've got some acumen and some resources. So as we look at this, just consider the fact that it's difficult to trade, right? And I'd like to receive input from any of you at any point in time, is that we can get into, our exchanges. We can put in limit orders very easily. We put in limit orders on the buy and sell side. We attack all of our pricing targets like every day. That's what we do on the consistent here, right? We just love doing that. We profit off of essentially the different pricing targets. That's what we do. We look forward to it coming down to our pricing target, the price coming down to our pricing target, so we can execute a trade and thereafter profit. Now, something like I'd say something like Sonic Boom, typically people will say, well, just invest as much as you're willing to lose. Okay, I just don't want to do that to too many coins at the same time. So I will say that looks exceptionally well done. In terms of I'd still like to do research. I like to make sure that there's a management team. I like to make sure that there's a dev group, and I like to make sure that there's a use case, a solid use case. So if you have management, if you have a dev group, and you have a use case, boom, that's beautiful. That's essentially what I need to see. So it looks like you've got enough of a team to put something together. A management, I'd like to see who is in charge of the management team. Okay, we can look about us. We can look into that. I'd like to see a management team. I don't see one right now. So let's look at the use case. It looks like you have a utility focus at least. I would probably write them, and I may do that. I'll leave this up, and I will write them. I'll let you know that. I'll write them and may do a short video on it. How about that? Appreciate the input, and yeah, I'd like to notify my VIPs and everybody, the base camp, etc., about the potential utility of that. So I'll look at the management team, look at the dev team, and I'll also look at the utility. Those are 3 qualifiers to make it on our list. So that's what we're looking at. The overall market update, guys, what we are reviewing, kind of the key urgency, and we do appreciate very much. Just a shout out because it lightens things up, Harry. Like, nice call, good move, like nice entry. I'll tell people if they enter like a super chat, it's just a nice entry. You got 100+ people watching, and probably a few thousand will see this. And it's a nice entry if you're interested in that. If you got in early, etc., it's nice to bring people's attention to that. So as we look at the technicals, I would say like we're able to do technicals also on Dogecoin or on our other issues. Something like something off a pancake swap or something. It becomes difficult to be like to really focus on the technicals. We can with laser guided precision. We can enter into almost literally, guys. Literally, just exactly precisely focused. If you want to see the trades we've entered into. And over the last 24 hours, they've been precise. And literally, there have been VIP members that just bam. Okay, there have been members of Basecamp, but just general subscribers that have watched our pricing targets and literally have hit it just perfectly. So that's what I really enjoy. That's what I like to see. Let's see what we have. Looks like someone has just potentially joined as a member, and I want to shout out to that. You see the bottom left, we do have a list. We're trying to build up to 100, and I know we're going to get there. We're going to get 100. We have 82 VIP members, guys. 82 VIP members, okay? And we've got something for Say Cheese as well. Let's see what we got going on here. I appreciate you guys and the activity, the action going on. It's nice. In the midst of a market update, it's just it's real crucial that we get through this information. I want to bring to you kind of the highest level of technical analysis that we can achieve. I have a background in finance. A lot of you do as well, and it's just this is the right group. We have former investment bankers that are VIP members. We have a good gamut in terms of subscribers, in terms of members. We just have a really good group, a really strong group. And I want to bring up on the side screen. I'm going to look into it. Looks like we have, what do we have? Teacher, let's see, Teacher Shauna. Let me look at this. Let me see exactly in the chat room who we had enter. It looks like someone may have just entered into the VIP zone. That is so nice. Teacher Shauna has just entered into the VIP zone. That is really exciting. Now, yeah, Shauna, you're going to be exposed to some great trades and some great traders. I'll just tell you that we have been knocking it out of the park. Okay, and it's not just me. I could not do all of this alone. We have 80 people, guys. It's a group of 80 people that literally they're smart. Some of them, like I'm a big shout out to Chris. I want to say hello, Chris. How are you? I've been looking at the Voyager application. It's phenomenal. Chris is an employee. He's an employee with he works with in a pretty hefty position with Voyager, with the trading application, with the exchange. So we've got a great group in terms of the VIP. It's really nice, and I could go on and on in terms of the people, just the level of professionalism, who all is involved. So, Teacher Shauna, that's what you're getting involved in. If you can drop me your Twitter. Welcome to Shauna. Let's go ahead and welcome to Shauna. Can you please give me, and I'll add you right now, your Twitter. And all of you guys at the bottom right there, you'll see follow us on Twitter. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. You'll stay plugged in. A lot of times I'll do charts. Some people want to share on TradingView, etc. A lot of times I'll share a chart if it has a specific kind of specific meaning to a lot of people and they need that. I'll go ahead and try and share that so that you guys can understand kind of the way that things, I don't know, the way that things may be working out, kind of the key target areas, the focal entry points, kind of the essentially also if we're experiencing a breakout. That's the type of information that I'll be able to bring you guys. So you go ahead and follow us on the Twitter, and we'll be able to plug in with you directly. This is the type of information today, Sean. I'm very glad that you joined tonight because you get a great indication of the type of information that we're really serious about covering. And it's we're very heavy on the channel. I want to let you know we're not directed in terms of financial advice. We do have people in the financial services industry. Okay, we have people that have signed up for the New York Institute of Finance, okay, for their crypto exchange program or their certification program. A lot of people with some serious smarts and intelligence involved in finance. Okay, just period. That's the way the group is built up. We're heavily into, we use TradingView. We also use other programs, but TradingView, we're maxed out, guys, on TradingView. Like a lot of us, you see the charts that are flowing around the side rooms, the VIP rooms. It's some serious stuff, guys. It's just not. It's not just kind of mild. Well, what are we going to do today, guys? It's some serious chart work that is going on. That's essentially being brought to the attention and focus. Just look, chart after chart after. It's a continual thing, and that's how people. You see immediately looking at the pennants in here. You see the pennant breakout. When I bring up something, this is the great thing. If I bring up something, a coin to the group, to the VIP access. Literally immediately, guys, within 2 minutes, we have someone who pulls up a chart on it and is looking at it whether or not they achieve confirmation. I mean, that's how good the group is. And I say, like me, I couldn't do it all by myself. Look at this. This is let's bring up. This is Andrew and company. Beautiful picture. Excellent job. Great technicalist in terms of a financial technicalist. He's really brilliant in terms of the information he's able to share. Look, he brought up just right here. If you guys look at this, I don't know if you can see this on the bottom right. It does say fake out or breakout. I mean, literally just immediately within the context of me bringing up, hey, this is moving, fake out or breakout. He's looking for the confirmation. Bam. Right? That's the type of crowd it is. I'm happy to be exposed to it, and I'm very, very pleased with the way that it's developing. I know that you guys are really, solidly increasing your odds of profitability drastically. You have to understand, increasing the opportunity for you, or the likelihood for you guys to profit dramatically. Guys, it is dramatically. When you are able to put together 80 different minds that are technically inclined, your chances of profit are huge. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to Steven. I want to say hello to Steven. He just joined Basecamp. Steven, that's great. Basecamp is where you start. All right, it's where you start. We started that right here just recently, guys. We have about 80 VIPs within the last, I'd say, a few weeks, guys, since we started that. When was that? About the 3rd? since the third, maybe 15, 16 days, right? So we started Basecamp here. The whole idea was we were going to go up, and we deal a lot with predictive analytics, right? So we were going to go up. I thought it'd be cool. Let's go ahead and start Basecamp. The ones that go up, all right, cool. They're gonna understand just the basic level of membership. Just I think it's a couple bucks a month, something like that. Not real severe, not wanting to be real technical, maybe not heavy traders, but you understand that maybe that's where you'd like to be. You want to kind of test out the waters and kind of see what's going on. So that's nice for us to be able to kind of look at the way that the Basecamp is developing, the way that the VIP is solidifying, and it's turning into an incredible group. So as we look at just another shout out to Shauna, it's very exciting. We appreciate also from England. Thank you for bringing up the new coin, Shauna. You got a chance to see something like that. And this sonic boom was brought up by someone from England. We appreciate that shout out. The 20 pounds will not go forgotten. It will not be forgotten, brother. We appreciate that. Used to live in South Kensington. Love South Kensington. Nice place in the old United Kingdom. Very, very nice place. So let's welcome Stephen to Basecamp. You're going to love it. You're really going to love it. Let us know what you need. Teacher Shauna, now part of the restricted VIP zone. Shauna, you're going to receive, privatized, private for your eyes only types of information. You're going to get in terms of specific videos with trade indications, with you want to know your pricing targets, your pricing limits. You want to know where things are going to go. You're going to get it from me. You're also going to get it from a lot of people who have a lot of skills. So welcome to that club. I'll just tell you that. And it's a club. They're forming. They're solidifying it. It's not exclusive to the tune of, well, not everyone belongs. That's not the idea at all. It's just a group that has enterprise level of security. That's it, guys. It's enterprise level of security with Twitter. That's why we're over there, because they have a big department dealing with security. And I want people to have a space that's safe for them to be able to talk about things. So that's what we focus on. It's a good, clean environment. People of all walks of life, I'll tell you that. But it has the good vibe, right? The doing the good kind of good vibe, doing the good every day kind of good vibe. So let me see if I can find anything else. We're looking at this triangulation again. We're mastering tonight. We're mastering the idea of confluence and kind of an overall, let's say, a broader market integration. Look at all these triangulations, guys. I'm going through Bitcoin. I'm going through, let's see, Bitcoin triangulated, NKN triangulated, Luna triangulated. Okay, Trias triangulated. Guys, I could go on and on, from Sushi to DOT to Sheeb to KSM to Solo. Yeah, Solo, everything, guys. To KSM to Uniswap to Filecoin. Guys, you're not going to find one. You're not going to find one. You might find one that's stuck in a channel and a triangulation, guys, all the way down, guys. Hundreds stuck in a triangulation. Shout out to Belgium. Belgium just showed up. Nice to have you in the room, in the mix. Belgium, welcome. As we consider that overall confluence amidst all of the market indicators, I have to let you know that yes, the essence of the update tonight for all of us guys, is that this is a continuation pattern. The continuation is supposed to be to the downside. You can say, well, it's more bullish if it's an ascending triangle. Okay, that's fine. But how are you, if it's a descending triangle, or if it's a symmetrical triangle? That's fine. How do you reconcile the fact that you may have half to a quarter that are ascending versus descending? How are you going to reconcile that on the movement of the mass here? Are you going to say, well, it looks like one broke out. I did identify a potential outlier, a potential market mover. Right? I identified NKN as we look at the hundreds that are all stuck in a triangulation, in addition to Dogecoin, in addition to Bitcoin. Yes, I identified one that's broken out early. So that one that has broken out may be a key indicator, but what happened? Well, it's failed. Okay, so my team has a very watchful eye on this one. From the get-go, we're very involved in this. Very involved in watching this price action. I got everyone's attention immediately, okay, in the group, immediately. Okay, in the group. So that's what we're focused on is this lead market indicator, right? We want that lead market indicator, and we want to know, whether or not that's something that we can profit off of. I'm just going to tell you, we're in the market to profit. It's not just, some of us have a good time, right? Some of us meet nice people, be a part of a culture, enjoy Doge, enjoy Bitcoin, enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. We want to profit. At the end of the day, this doesn't make a lot of sense if no one is able to profit. So we focus on the indicators. We focus on the patterns. We focus on all of those issues that are going to allow us to gain an advantage. In this instance, it's a key indicator, NKN. Do you guys, are you well read on NKN? Me neither. That's fine. All I know is that of the hundreds of triangulations that we have, literally bam, 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 all the way down, guys. Okay, of the hundreds of triangulations we have, it was the one that broke out early. So that tells me it may be an indicator, it may be a lead indicator for us to look at. That's important, right? You want to find something as we look at the overall confluence. Is there anything that can tell us where we're going or how something else might behave? If you were looking at how something else might behave to the tune of, well, there was a breakout and then there was a retracement. Oh, so we should be prepared for that if we're looking at Dogecoin potentially breaking out. Okay, or if Bitcoin, if you're going long on futures, if you're taking a big position on futures in Bitcoin, you just saw one that moved early and faked out. Yeah, okay. We also saw ICP. I brought this up to the crew because it was the only technical breakout that I saw that was somewhat of a kind of a wedge flag formation. It broke out and it failed. That was great. All the crew saw that in the group. I'm not upset that both of these had failed. I'm excited that you guys were able to see this pattern formation and that we're able to judge this now. We're able to judge the market based upon what we have already reviewed, right? We're able to say, okay, it could be a market indicator of what's going to happen. Now we're into the nuance of it. Yes, and if it does happen, how leveraged do you guys want to be on something that does start to break out when all the market hype happens? If and when it goes to the upside or the downside, you're looking at entering into possibly let's say something on let's say on margin. I want to go 20x on this one. I'm gonna crack my knuckles down. I'm gonna go 20x. This is gonna be a big break. Bitcoin's involved. You just saw something fake out right here. So this team here, everyone involved, you guys know immediately now. This may be a very good time to kind of tread lightly. This may be a good time to go ahead and say, all right. We just saw, in light little moves, right? Little light moves, little, wake up, good evening. Take a look at this one, take a look at this one. Just the information I pushed out to some people. You just take a look at this. Take a look at this. It appears as if there's a breakout. It's on the move. All right, and everyone got a good stomach, kind of a, I don't know, what would you say? Just kind of a good gut check, like, whoa, oh, okay, but it's going to reverse. Okay. Well, now we're looking for that pattern, the breakout in anything you're involved in, essentially, guys. You're looking for a breakout. We're amidst a retracement. That's, by definition, essentially what we're looking at. We need to find a breakout. We've consolidated. Can we get a breakout? That's what we want to know. Well, the only thing that's really broken out, the one or two, it's faked out. So that's really pertinent now as we look at, oh gosh, I do not want to, but I wouldn't put it past the market makers, to watch a bunch of people get involved on a fake out with Bitcoin. I wouldn't put it past them at all. Can it rebound? Yes, it certainly can. It can rebound and get back up into the red, right? Get back up into that, past that 23.6, past that 48,000. That'd be great for Bitcoin. Be great for everybody. We have more momentum. Now we're going to make money irrespective if it goes up or goes down. We're going to watch the pattern breakouts. Now we're dialed in. Okay, we're dialed in a mean kind of way. Everybody's like, now we get it. Now we have the experience just from this evening of looking at it. And I floated this NKN while it was breaking out, guys. Hey, we got some momentum going on. Hey, look at it now. Wow, okay. I was thinking maybe it was to form a bull flag. It didn't form a bull flag, clearly. Clearly didn't form that bull flag. So very cool. Let's see. Looks like we have another member. Very, very nice. I see the name. I already like the name. Say Cheese. I like that. Say cheese. Very cool. Very cool. Let's look into some details. Shauna, teacher Shauna, very nice to have you. Let's see what we have. Say Cheese just joined Basecamp. Congratulations, Say Cheese. You're going to like it a lot. You'll like it around here. We got good guys. I'm going to throw something together for you guys at Basecamp. By the way, I'm going to plug something together, something cool, so you guys have some Basecamp on Twitter, something else to work on in terms of technicals. I think that would be cool. I think maybe me and the other VIPs can come up with something. There's very good just kind of overall group leaders that can put together some good ideas that are in VIP. So why don't I float that around? I'll even ask our community leader. I'm going to ask Darlene Ruiz if she can come up with a good idea for Basecamp, because she's our community leader. I really like that. She's one of our community leaders. So as we look at that, welcome, Say Cheese, and we like that very much. And welcome Stephen Addison, also to Basecamp. You guys enjoy it, and we're going to be putting stuff together for you. Just know that, and I'll be Yeah, we'll have to think about that. Basecamp. I did that, again, because like, on the chart, let's go to Dogecoin. I did that because, we were very involved. We traded the holy heck out of Dogecoin. You guys know that. It was nonstop. We were 5, 6, 7, 8 hours working on the pricing targets, working on the retracements. It was serious stuff, guys. Serious stuff. We built some really solid relationships with people online as we're all like, yes, we just, we traded, we did well. We learned how to take it lightly. We learned how to watch pattern breakouts and be like, yes, it does look like it's going to do that. It's faked us out last 10 times. And people are still like, yeah, I'm in it. It's like, we had a lot of great moves, figured out who had the hot hand. And we just figured out how technically it's like, the technicals they can tell you a story, so can people, right? So I don't know, but it seems like a lot of people were very honest about their moves. And it's just in terms of who you get the technicals from, I'll say, so can people, because I can explain this chart 50 different ways. The guys in the group have been through enough fundamentals. We go through, I mean, they actually work on the textbooks. They're actually involved. I mean, guys, some of them are literally enrolled in the New York Institute of Finance, literally former investment bankers or current investment bankers or finance professionals. It's just the right group. And I was explaining that to someone earlier on. They're like, well, they need to hang out with someone too. I'm like, yes, they do. Like, that's the whole idea, is that, it's a good space for everyone to hang out. And just have fun. Crypto right now is phenomenal. If we can get better prices on it, the one thing that people are going to look at, if we can get better prices on it, I'm sorry, if we can all just roll over, tomorrow and we could buy Bitcoin at $5,000, okay, I may buy some more. I don't know what you guys want to do. They know that. I mean, the market knows that. So it may continue to become a little bit less popular. As we look at Basecamp, though, we formed the Basecamp in and around here, just so you guys know. And it was just like, okay, people who want to go up. So it's nice we're forming that in and around here, right kind of on this ascending triangle. And we will, we'll be able to look at that and kind of see, what all is involved, with trying to beat things. So, Elon Musk involved, right, with Dogecoin, saying he has not sold his Dogecoin. One of the biggest business guys in the world, right? Kind of the key business player in the world, telling us today he hasn't sold any of his Dogecoin holdings. What do you want to think? He's probably got that as an asset, listed as an asset. Yeah, with a pretty heavy institutional kind of asset management group. So yeah, his Dogecoin is on the books. Don't you think? Yeah, don't you think? Yeah, his Dogecoin is on the books. The number one, business extraordinaire on the world has Dogecoin on his books with his asset manager. Yeah, institutional style kind of ownership. So he's been floating around. Who owns the big wallet? I don't know, Elon. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a research report on that, and I'll look forward to the rest of your financials, in a short, orderly time period here. No, but we're very excited that he's on board. It just makes it fun, guys, as you're looking at what to do. I mean, it just makes it interesting. It's entertaining. It's a fun thing to do. I mean, if we're gonna cut our teeth, as they would say, like get involved in something and learn kind of the ins and outs of something. That's what they say. Well, cut your teeth on something. In terms of getting some experience, it's great for people to get involved in Dogecoin. It's fun. It's got memes. It's got a crowd that's really excited. It's got the Doge army. It's nice, And so I look forward to kind of seeing what all his asset manager and everyone else thinks that should occur with Dogecoin compared to Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's, it's just difficult. Let's look at the chart right now. Okay, it's in a triangulation. No kidding. Everything's in a triangulation. You're like, well, we learned that one. We learned that one well. Yeah, absolutely. You guys have that. It's a continuation pattern, just like a momentum trader, right? Yes, you know that. So as we look at that, what do we need? This is Bitcoin. I'm going to bring it up because it's the market mover, right? Or is Doge the market mover? We need this to break out, right? What else did we see that broke out? The one I brought to you immediately to prepare for this conversation. NKN. Okay? Broke out, then what happened? It failed. It broke out and then it failed. Okay, there was a tolerance, there was a threshold here achieved. If you watch the price action, I brought it to you guys who were excited about it. And what happened? Well, it failed. Right about the time it got to about 10%, it failed. Okay, if I recall that correctly, it was a good little move. It achieved this confirmation, about 15%. Not bad. Maybe you guys made a little bit more money on this. Just a quick trade. A lot of thresholds are like 10%. I don't know why. A lot of people like to ride things up for kind of the hold crew, the crew that wants to hold. they'll take a 30, 40, 50% very easily, right? They love that. The crowd that likes to jump in around and trade, they're pretty happy with 10%. And there's a difference in those crowds that I'd like you guys to kind of learn. And maybe understand. You can disagree with me if you want to, just based on the people I've met. A lot of people that have $1 million to trade with, they'll trade with $20,000 at a time. A lot of people that have $20,000 to trade with will trade with $5,000 and $10,000 at a time. And so as I see those differences, those thresholds kind of bleed through. And I don't know. I just like to talk about this difference because a lot of people that have $1 million to trade will trade with like $20,000 at a time. When people have only 20, they'll trade with like, I don't know, 8,000, 12,000 sometimes 20. So that's a different dynamic that I want to talk about in the context of, where are you guys at? And I'll say, where am I at? Where are you guys at? We have different dynamics that kind of that flow through to to kind of building us into kind of the group that we are. We focus on technicals heavily. So when I talk about like NKN failed, it got to 10, 15%. What was the deal? The rest of the market wasn't even thinking about pulling out or anything. So it was really cutting the grain. I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic. You have to agree, right? You have to agree because in the context, like if this is the outlier, potentially the market mover, it's like nothing else wanted to really catch up with it. Everyone just kind of stared at this, watched it, and made 10, 15%, and that was it. There wasn't a massive amount of cash that just flowed through into the market. So in that respect, it just kind of it fizzled, right? The whole thing fizzled, and we didn't want to create a scenario, and I didn't want my VIPs or anybody else, any of the other members with the group. I didn't want any of them to sit all night and stare at something that was just unbelievably, awesomely above the rest of the crowd. I didn't want that. All right, I don't like to sit by and ever have it feel like at least I'm gonna teach in the process of what I know, which like a momentum trader. What's a momentum trader, right? Yeah, we can learn something like that. We can reinforce the values. Say yes, like that's gonna be like a trend, right? Like a trend. Okay, so and since this breakout, you're still doing just fine on the trade. Now, would you hold this? Probably not. Would you probably get in, get out? Would you probably say, I don't even want to get in. I don't even know anything about that. Maybe. But it got you involved in the price action. It got you involved in looking at NKN, which was what? It was the outlier. It was the one that broke out of its triangulation. Of all the triangulations that you're seeing here, triangle, guys, triangle, look at this. Triangle. I mean, guys, I can keep doing this. I can keep going down and doing this. These are all this is the consolidation pattern, which is being, look at this, guys. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm not kidding. I can keep doing that. It gets repetitive. But you understand in terms of a market update, this is huge. Why? Because essentially all of those triangles, and you get into, well, this is an ascending one versus a symmetrical one versus a descending. Okay, no. I'm going to say on the whole, technically, they're going to be continuation patterns. Okay, and what does that mean? I'm giving you an insight into the market. We don't want it to be. Can they all reverse? Absolutely. They can all reverse. People can decide to put the floor. They're going to put the accelerator to the floorboard. Absolutely on the cash. They're going to reinvest tons of cash. There could be some institutional moves coming up that we don't even know about that are just phenomenal. They're going to reverse this thing. It can happen. But as we look at it, as you're entering in to negative prices, we look at Doge. Okay, the triangulation, you're going to have a consolidation. Now, we're hitting this line of what? We're hitting this line of resistance. If it's, yes, the nature changes if it is a symmetrical versus a descending triangle. I'm going to give that to you. Is it possible that we're going to create kind of an outlier event and that, essentially maybe Doge or something else, so the ones that are ascending versus the ones that are descending are going to operate differently than the other ones? So we're going to split the market in two. Oh, maybe. Is that unlikely? That's horribly unlikely, right? That's horribly unlikely that would occur. So I want to just look at it. That's why I brought up all these different triangulations. And you'll see right there, you've got some ascending, you've got some symmetricals. That's a descending pattern, but that's a bullish pattern. Another ascending, symmetrical. There's an ascending, symmetrical. There's an ascending, and there's another maybe kind of like ascending, symmetrical. So as you look at this, for you to categorize something and say, well, no, I'm seeing more ascending than I'm seeing symmetrical than descending. No, it's just you need to understand it's a continuation pattern. until we break through, and I'll say until we break through on the top or the downside, until we break up or break down, just view it as a continuation pattern right now. I would say that the gravity is kind of yielding towards the downside. All right. Can it go to the upside? Absolutely. It has in the past. All right. So that's important for us to know, where are we heading? All right. Where are we heading? Now, the fact, could you look at this as kind of like, I don't know about technicals. I mean, yeah, I understand that like everyone gets into triangulations, chart, pattern formations, etc. But is it really important, right? I guess that's what the angle you would want to say, because like, we don't want to think that maybe the price would go down again to the golden pocket, right? What if it wants to touch down again to the golden pocket? What if Dogecoin says we were just here? Okay, we want to touch down again and reconfirm on the golden pocket and see what we can do. All right, what if that's built into the price structure as something else were to fall off or do well? Let's say as Bitcoin were to fall off and go down to another level, right? Or maybe it just wants to go down to this same level again. Maybe it wants to retest this level of support. And maybe then it's going to receive, okay, well, interesting. Now this looks like a solid kind of double bottom, right? So it doesn't have to be this, this tortuous kind of, fall to the downside where it's just ruined the year for everybody. It doesn't have to be that. It can be something, well, maybe it just wants to kind of retest and kind of form a double bottom. That might be interesting, right? Then we say it actually makes sense technically. So we'll have to get through that. We'll have to see what happens. But in terms of how you guys are prepared now, and I'll just bring that up to Shauna, teacher Shauna. I'd like to know what you teach and what all you do. That'd be great. I'm not sure. A new member to the VIP. And you'll be getting the information. You'll be getting the videos, all the updates. I'm not sure, Shauna, if you put in the information on your Twitter, because I need that information. And if you'll go, Shauna, just go, and all of you can go. I have on the bottom right there to the Twitter. Go to Twitter, type in The Kingdom, TheKingdom, The Kingdom. All right, then scroll down, and you'll see Go to the Kingdom is this bottom one here, okay, on the bottom right there. Click on Go to the Kingdom. Not that one, I messed it up. The Kingdom, that's cool. Kingdom of Geekdom, interesting. That's not us. The Kingdom. Go to The Kingdom. You'll see The Kingdom right here. You'll see professional financial analyst for years after Duke, and then former U.S. presidential advisor, and prior hedge fund expertise. So, and also I put here, no financial advice, not financial advice, big time, big qualifier, not financial advice. None of this is. I'm not handling. People get upset if I don't handle their holdings. I don't want to do it. It's just that's not what I'm here for. So the first tweet, it says, "Hello, I am VIP. Follow me." Go ahead and click on that and let me know. Yes, you're a new VIP, Sean. If you could do that, that'd be great. We'd love to plug you into the group, and you'll have exclusive access. That DM group, you've got 80. I mean, we got like 80. How many do we have now? 80 VIPs, all sharing chart information, everything else. That's phenomenal. And not all of them use Twitter, but that's, yeah, let's see. Hello, everyone. I'm here ready to start learning with you. That's fantastic, huh? That's so great to have you in the mix. Also, Steven, nice to have you in Basecamp. Very nice. Also, yeah, Harry, we appreciate the pounds. Sterling, nice. Marion from Belgium is in and around. Very nice to have you, Marion. Say Cheese TV is in the house. We have TV. Yeah, it's very nice, huh? We got Stephen Addison. We got we have a Crypto Tank Girl. We have everybody's doing well. You guys are having a good time here. Let's see what else we have. I'm just checking out the chats real quickly. Kind of take a breather here. Let's see. Teacher. Okay, teacher. I need you to fulfill. That's your first project. Teacher has a. We have a teacher in the group. That's nice. We need a teacher. That's great. If you can help learn things. Listen, we got. If we can help learn things. Oh yes. This is a big moment, guys. We have a very special guest in the house. I'm very happy about this one. This is great. I'm very happy about this. All right, what do we got? It's nice when you guys prepare to like enter and do things, and then I know like you want to enter, and I've already talked to you and chit-chatted and done different things. Yes, now we have, this is fantastic. Sochit. I think it's Xochit. Yeah, Sochit. I think Sochit is just great. I'm so excited Sochit just joined. I need to work on pronunciation of your name. I think it's a beautiful name. It reminds me of some languages that I studied. So if I say it in a different language, I'm afraid other people won't even recognize it at all. Xochitl. That's how I would say it. But you're a new VIP restricted zone member. Hot dog, huh? That is phenomenal. If you'll go ahead and drop me in your Twitter handle, I will add you right now. I'll add you to the group, and we'll put you on with the Twitter, and you'll be thrown into the message list. And it's just getting exciting, guys. You get to see, like, It's just we called it VIP Club because I was like, how can I don't know, what can we do? Like, help take care of, like, here's your limousine, sir. Like, we're not doing that. But what we want to do is, like, be able to, like, here is your chart, sir. If you'd like a chart, here's your chart. It's just a good group of people. That's what, that focus on fundamentals of technical analysis. Look at this. Like, nice stuff, right? To increase your odds of making money. And a lot of people are doing well. A lot of people are making money. So, Shotil, nice to have you here. Very, very nice to have you. And let's just Sheet. That's right. Sheet. What about the L at the end? But that's okay. That's okay. Sheet. I need to work on pronouncing your name. If you could just do the Twitter. I'm going to say Twitter. And we will plug you into Twitter. You guys go ahead and follow us on Twitter. We do a lot of technical charts. We do a lot of information. We share a lot of information with people. And we just have, we have a decent following. It's nothing overrun. You can still kind of make your presence known. We can still have kind of conversations and chit chats back and forth. It's nothing. We don't do big advertising. We're not into that. We want a core group of people who understand things like continuation patterns, who understand, like, terminologies like maximizing your profitability, and who focus on that and kind of put the legwork in, are willing to say, it's nice to have fun, but you have fun after you kind of worked hard sometimes. And so there's a good group that's has a good balance of each. I'll say that, kind of a good balance of each. So good questions kind of coming up in here. ETC, kind of looking at the bigger players right now, looking to see whether or not today's going to really turn green or not. It's kind of one of those deals. We reset, what is it, about 3 hours and 45 minutes ago, guys. So we're almost 4 hours. I want to say 4 hours in about, about 13 minutes. We'll be 4 hours into this new trading kind of day. And we've just reset. Looks like we've got kind of a mix right now, but the strength is kind of waning. I'll say the strength is waning. You'll find that that's going to occur, guys, as you're in this triangulation. Okay? And you'll see kind of the curve being made right now. Don't you see the curve right there made? That's just on the line that I have. You see the curve being made by Dogecoin. Beautiful, huh? Now we'll see if we can make our way back up. Or on the aggregate, in terms of, as we look at the entirety of the market, are we going to, experience some sort of a breakdown? But look at this. You see that? That's our line. That's an important move right there by Bitcoin. You guys see that? That's a big, heavy move of a huge multi-billion-dollar, instrument right there. That's just right on the line, literally, huh? That's some big stuff there. So, that's a big deal as we look at that catch right there. You guys know that this is what we're doing day in and day out, right? So the purpose of this is to show you guys there are going to be some moves potentially within this channel. Just for a little bit more, just for a small amount of time more, we're going to be within this restricted triangulation. All right? So those moves will be calculable. Some of the moves that you saw earlier on were within that range. In terms of the returns you saw were in that range. You're still dancing around. Interestingly, on Bitcoin, it shouldn't go without noticing, even for us Dogecoin guys, okay, that you're on the 200-day moving average, dancing right along the 200-day moving average and the 38.2% retracement, which is $39,626. So you have like a triple confluence here. I'd say that now a double confluence, but really a triple. You have the 38.2, you have a triangulation, and then you have the 200-day moving average, right? So there's three different things that are coming into focus here. 3 different things coming into focus at once, where this is kind of like we call it trifectas. We have them, sometimes we nail trifectas in terms of, let's say 3 things that we predict that are going to happen at the same time based upon calculations, okay? We'll do that. It could be calculations, it could be technical moves, but whatever they are, it's input, right? It's going to be some sort of an input, some sort of and you don't want to say you're going to necessarily calculate all of your charts, right? But it is calculative. In terms of, the movement, in terms of, we may not always use the lines. I'll say we may not, excuse me. We may not always use the tools, okay, to tell you about the. Let me just go ahead and pull this out. I don't want to get too technical on you, but when I talk about, let's go to an info line. Let me find. Here we go. When I talk about measuring, when I talk about calculating, we can draw a normal line any time, or we can calculate it with an info line, right? And go through precisely what these lines are. My back charts a lot of times are full of these, are full of information lines. So when I say we calculate, I don't get into the level of specificity that I get into kind of on my own kind of time, because it gets to the point you wouldn't want to watch it. I mean, it's like, okay, that's a lot of work, right? You'd be like, that's a lot of work. So when I say like calculated predictions, etc., there is calculations within the charting patterns. There is. So I don't go over a lot of that in the live streams. It's just not. I'm highly mathematical. I have been for a long time. I enjoy mathematics, advanced calculus, linear calculus, advanced linear calculus, just things like that. I've always enjoyed. So as we look at this. Just understand we've got that triple confluence, the triple kind of, if you want to call it trifecta, that's kind of an easy word. We kind of remember that. It's the 200-day moving average, it's the 38.2, and it's this ascending triangle. So they're all kind of coming, into focus at the same time. And what we want to know is what's going to occur. This is a big moment right here, right? Because we do have all three of those coming together at the same time. That's for Bitcoin. And it's interesting because it's at the 38.2. It's at this triangulation. It's at this 200-day moving average. So it's a critical point. All right. Now, this we called this down to like the literal, zero questions asked. Everyone who watched it was like, yeah, we sure did. Right along the hit. Now, not everyone drew that same Fibonacci. That's what we kind of pride ourselves in here is drawing the correct Fibonacci, because it's not it's just not always the easiest thing to do, guys. You really have to spend some time. I just say you have to spend some time. That's just kind of it. I was looking for the signpost. There we go. I drew this right here and I put direct hit. I want you guys to know it's in my previous stream. I'm very happy about that. It was a good call. I drew direct hit right here. I actually put a moon rocket on Bitcoin. It's like, why would you put a moon rocket on Bitcoin? Yeah, that's the point. But it was the point because we did have a direct hit right in here. Okay, that was kind of a key focal feature of the entirety of that discussion was direct hit, and we had a moon rocket. It was kind of cool. So we did that. We nailed that, and you guys, the entirety, everybody knew that. So I mean, we're right on that line right now. Just look at this as we try. There's our direct hit on the bottom there. Now, this is it's nice price action, guys, because you're seeing this zone of confluence, right? You're seeing it. This is big boy club, right? This is, the guys with, the heavy cash involved are in the red zone, literally just, target strike, right? And look at this triangulation we've been talking about all night. Key market update, yeah. You're seeing this move around, deciding to maintain, which will affect likely the entirety of the market. We're wondering if it's going to stay green, if it's going to pour red. Like, this is exciting stuff. Like, this is good stuff. I'm going to tell you, in terms of pricing action, this right here for technical analysts, this is really good stuff. So yeah, just enjoy this moment right here, because nailing this right here is a big deal. Moving to the upside is a big deal. As this works out, it's going to be a big deal. Let's switch over to Dogecoin. Let's see what Doge is doing. Same thing, right? Same thing. Now, it's kind of uncanny, you guys will agree, because this is our line, right? This is our structure that we draw, and it's just about perfect, right, on Dogecoin. It is perfect on Bitcoin. So we have these lines, and notice we have them before this is here, right? Because we've picked up the nature of this trend with all of these, right? With the nature of the overwhelming nature of things. Now, it looks like a few are starting to kind of break down and break out. Maybe they'll all change. Maybe they'll all just kind of push sideways. That'd be nice, okay? Maybe they're going to become a little bit more attenuated. As we saw the original Let's look at this. Let's look at this. This is important, guys. As we look at it, maybe it wants to become more like this. Okay? Maybe it wants to consolidate for a longer period of time and not just spend a number of hours. Maybe it wants to spend a number of days doing this. All right, that's fine. That's no big deal. But if it looks like it's going to spend, let's say instead of a day, it wants to spend 3 days. All right, that's going to be a different time for us to experience in terms of trading. That's going to be very different for us to look at the opportunities to capitalize in those next 3 days. I'm aggressive enough to where I want to know the answer to that question, okay? And I want to know it as quickly as I can in terms of what are the next 3 days going to kind of look like? What opportunities are we going to have? What are we going to be focused on? This group. What's our main focus, right? You guys go ahead and hit that like button. Do that if you're new to the channel. If you haven't been here since the beginning, go ahead and hit the like button so I know how many people are in here now. I know what to cover in terms of the market update that you maybe haven't been through. I haven't been doing that enough, but show me how many new people are in the room. I'll know what to cover, please. All right. Don't see that many more people that just kind of showed up. Let's see what we have. That's okay. We don't have to cover that stuff. That's fine. That's fine. If you guys are a few, there's a few. We'll wait till a few more maybe get in. We talked about the overall triangulation that's occurring, whether or not this is going to hold. We found a breakout pattern, just so you know. We found one that had broken out. Looks like it may be trying to reverse a little bit. We'll see what it wants to do. Some people got involved in this, some didn't, but we wanted the exposure towards kind of an outlier. We wanted to say this is an outlier. This was NKN. Okay? So we jumped in because it is the one that broke out. There weren't a lot of others that broke out, right? We found out ICP identified as a breakout. We looked at all the triangulations. That was just me. When I say me. I was hustling through all these triangulations, trying to bring the VIP guys something they could look at least we could learn from. When we identified, right after the reset, I'm just going through all these right now because, look, guys, they're all triangulations. All these are continuation pattern triangulations that are technically supposed to go to the downside. We're encountering this 200-day moving average a lot, though. So that would be one thing I would say, well, let's consider that 200-day moving average. Typically, this will spill out and it'll want to continue downward. All right, so that's what's important. Some are ascending. Maybe that's a little stronger, showing a little bit more bullish activity. As we look at this, it's just like this is a really strong pour out. This DIA, that's a really strong pour out. Can it break to the upside? Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt, it can flatten out just like this and just become a sideways channel for a minute while it's consolidating. It can do a lot of things. So, the fact that they're all like that, the fact that everything's going through this consolidation is just, and the triangulated consolidation, okay, just shows that we're in kind of a continuation pattern. It's making me feel, and I hope it's not the correct feeling, it's making me feel like maybe, well, and I'll say this, Bitcoin is respecting right now. Bitcoin is respecting. The market's going to move. Your wallet's going to be affected by what Bitcoin does. I'm just going to tell you, whether or not you like that or not, whether or not we're fans of that notion, whether or not Bitcoin wants to maintain this is going to affect your wallets. All right, it may affect them positively because if it decides to go back down to this 38 it was actually past that 38.2. Assuming it gets past 38.2, it's going to decide to go there first. If it decides to not hop there, if it wants to go back down to the 50% retracement, well, we're going to get some, guys, we're going to get some additional trades. We don't want Dogecoin to go down, but if it decides to, we're going to get an additional trade. We're going to know exactly the point to enter to profit. So as we want the price to continue to the upside, without a doubt, if it does go down, we're going to have an opportunity to profit at each and every level that it could go down. And multiple levels there in between, typically, unless it's just an absolute pour out. So we don't want this to occur, but I'll tell you guys, if it hits the 78.6, if it were to do that, it wouldn't be the first time anything had hit the 78.6. right? Not at all. No, we focused on Harmony 1 for a long time. Yeah, people know Harmony 1. Yeah, we loved doing the retracements on Harmony 1. That's where a lot of people learned a lot of information from the channel. We really honed in all of our skills. Like let's get into to Trading View. Let's get into the Pro Edition, right? Yeah. So, it's exciting for us to kind of to review the fact that we're not in uncharted territories for the channel at all. No, we have a lot of you are very experienced in this as well. And so as we consider that, just consider that we've already been down this road. You're plugged into the right group, okay? And that right group has already been has already dealt with these details. I'll just say that. Let's go ahead and put the RSI up. If you guys want to put the RSI, let's take a look at that. And I know you guys like your indicators. So let's put that up and let's see how that is kind of dealing with the entirety here. There we go. Let's move this up. Let's get kind of a better viewpoint for you guys. I think that's okay. I'd like to put the RSI on top. Just a little bit differently than normal, but I want you guys to be able to kind of view what's going on. That's the entirety of that M pattern formation, the retracement that we've gone through. It would be, what did Elon say today? It was the Doge with the dollar, right? Dollar Doge. I think it's going to get there. I've always said that. I have not wavered from that at all. RSI is about mid-level right now. It's okay on the 15-minute. Let's go to the hourly on the RSI and take a look at where Doge is. Yeah, it just struck really hard with that hit along the golden pocket. Exactly our pricing target, guys. Like, it fell right within the golden pocket perfectly. So we were excited to have seen that. A lot of people made money in our group. We were very prepared for that level. Did we want it to go down? No, but as it was, we knew we were going to be doing well, making money, right? So anyway, that's kind of how we're looking. Lars is in the house. Lars, nice to have you. Guys, Lars made a trade for 60% during the last fall. Right, when the last crater down here where everything was falling apart, Lars, who's here now, she stepped in and she made 60%. She's VIP. She just joined the group because she wanted more technicals. That's why people join. They want more technicals. They want more trades, more exposure to those trades. So phenomenal. That's the type of I don't know, just clear cut winning skill set that is available. So Lars, welcome. It's nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Nice to see all of you. Let's see. ADA, I think it's in a triangulation. What I feel about something right now is of very little consequence in terms of where it is. I think everything's in a triangulated kind of pattern right now. It's a big equalizer because what we think about Cardano. What do you think about this? Well, I think everything's in a consolidation. So let me see if I can pull up ADA for you. And let's see. I may need to re-add it. Somehow it may have disappeared. Let's see what we got. All right. Yep, it's in a different level of a triangulation. Same thing, same story, same analysis, zero differential. It had a nice run up recently. I guess we can incorporate more of the historical background. That's a good point, right? So, but as we look at this, it's just an additional triangulation, right? It's a frustration and probably a move to the downside. I'd say probably a move to the downside. But anything can happen right now. And I'm not being negative or pessimistic. And I'm also not saying that because I want to hit pricing targets on the way down. Because you guys could understand that. I may just have a predisposed mindset. You maybe just think, well, he wants everything to go down so he can hit his pricing targets. You might be right. That's what a lot of people might, wish for. But I tell you, you kind of run out of the market at some point. Like, you want things to go up. You appreciate things when they go up. You're involved in them. We looked at Matic. You guys know a Matic. Like, hello. We brought it to our group at 78 cents. It went to 250 in within 2 weeks. That was our first 3x. Right? So, no, this is not all me just saying, well, I want to hit pricing targets on the way down. Not at all. We hit our first 3x within 10 days of our VIP group. That's huge. Yeah. So, that was a lot of fun. We were having a great time. A lot of fun in the market. We had a lot of fun that was a blast, huh? Within Dogecoin, we traded this thing so much. We had so many people making such great returns. It was wild, huh? I did on the wave formation here. I do anticipate that we will have another wave. Okay? that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think we'll have 5. I think it'll be up to $1. All right? That's what I believe on Dogecoin. Just in line with theoretical principles, with the academia on point, right? That's in line with what I believe. So I believe, I strongly feel that we'll have that move to the upside. So this is the market update, guys. That is where we are at. I wanted to bring that to your attention, and I wanted to focus on that because I know a lot of you are very interested in that. I do want to tell you, go ahead and hit the like button. Just if you're new or if you haven't hit it yet, I would really like to see that you guys can hit that. I just hit it to 65. And just want to shout out to David Sweet, to Steven, to Martinez in the house. Missed a lot of the trades today. Looks like it's okay, brother. It's okay. It's just nice to see you. It's nice to see all of you. Crypto Tank Girl, Ryan from Wyoming, Lars Garland. How nice to see you, huh? David Sweet, Ryan from Wyoming. It's great, guys. Mech Tech, what's up? What's up, brother? Nice to see you. Absolutely, huh? Good evening to you. And what else we have here? And we have Soshit, brand new. VIP. We got some love from England, from UK. Got some pounds in tonight. That was nice. It's always nice to see a pound sterling flash up. We learned about Sonic Boom from him. Kind of cool. SonicBoomToken.org. Y'all check it out. That's from England. Buy it a cup of coffee. I always say if it's a great investment, you don't have to put much in it. Just buy it a cup of coffee. Let's see what we have. David in the house. David. We have, just great guys. All VIPs. Jay Suave in the house. Teacher Shauna. We now have officially a teacher in the VIP. Very, very nice. And just really nice. Just wanted to shout back out to all of you guys and say hello. I'm looking at your at the chat right now, and this is very important for me to go through those details. Shauna, can you please let me know if you have this or if you went ahead and went over to Twitter, and if you did, let's see, if you went ahead and followed and you replied to that would be great. Also, Soshit, I need you in Twitter. I need you to go ahead and reply to that first pinned tweet on Twitter. So go ahead and search that out and do that. What I'm going to do now that we have kind of the standard market update, I want you guys to go and focus. Okay, I want you to focus on your trades, on what you have right now, the best that you can. We've gone through. If you need to rewatch the first 10 minutes of this, guys, the first 10 minutes of this stream, I think it's important. And I want people to go back and start doing the preparatory work to be prepared for what can occur. Now, it may be a drastic move. It may just be a slight move. All right? As we look at kind of the movement that's going on, we look like we're kind of potentially getting in a zone that could not be respected. All right? Now, the argument is going to come into play as to whether or not how this would fake out. You saw that right on the line here earlier, right? As we switch time frames, it's going to switch our drawings at all times, right? I'd say we have kind of a real heavy zone here, probably in line with what I've drawn, okay? Maybe a little bit tighter. This on Bitcoin. I would say that things become a little bit more, I'd say, more negative, more bearish, if the entirety of the situations work against the price here, against the price going up here. All right? So you all have access to Twitter and VIP. You Basecamp guys, I'm working on setting something up for you. I so appreciate all of you being a member of Basecamp and Twitter, etc. But what I want people to do now is to go and look at your holdings. I want you to go and look at your price targets. If you're comfortable holding what you're holding with, either Bitcoin, Dogecoin, etc., and you've decided to do that, okay, would you like to replay a different level? Even if let's say, would you like to accumulate and work your Fibonacci retracements? Yeah. I don't know. You guys are going to know how you want to trade, right? You're going to know if you're holding and you're fine with, okay, this would be a correction. Let's just say, for instance, if we went back down to the golden pocket. All right, that would be a 20% loss. Okay, just about a 20% loss. All right, I'm comfortable with that. That's smooth with me. I can do that. Let's say, well, what if on the contingent that you were going down to the 0.786? Well, that would be a loss of about 52%. If you were going down to the 0.786, that'd be a loss of about 52% of your money. So that makes a difference if you've got a significant holding here. Not that but if you've already made a good trade, the difference between you capitalizing out, guys, at exactly our golden pocket and you being up 50% on your trade right now that we had discussed the pricing target on, excuse me, the difference between you making 50% and you losing 50%, it's a pretty big deal. Like maybe you probably diamond hands, you're real tough, but that's a big swing. That's a big difference. If I'll say this, it's a big difference if you choose, and you guys choose your own way. You always have, you always will. But if you make 50% and then you decide to trade again, and why not you make another 50%? Or you make another 20 or 30%. And it's not that you shouldn't hold. I firmly believe that the holders are what keep this market together. It's what gives Dogecoin the unique nature of its pricing. It's beautiful. You can see that people hold, but you also see a whole lot of similarities tonight. You see triangulations everywhere. All right, you see all types. I brought you the KNK. Or the NKN, which was one outlier event, right? One outlier. It busted through. We all got a first-hand experience that it failed. No momentum, right? The momentum trade, it died. No. It did, but it's the only one that had broken out. Look at these triangles. All these triangles. Hundreds of triangulations, right? This one, another one that failed. ICP, the one technical indicator we had. So everything that's tried thus far tonight has failed. Nothing you did wrong at all. Nothing any of you did wrong, even remotely wrong, guys. Zero. Okay? We're dealing with a market that wants to retrace. It doesn't want to break out. Say, well, we want it to. Well, it's okay if it doesn't. Why? Because if it goes down, it's heading towards I'm just bringing up all these triangulations. It's heading towards our target, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that's just a fact. The one coin that I'll bring up real quickly is you look at that, guys. Clearly, just a symmetrical triangle, fall down. This is DIA with look. It's kind of indicated as things want to retrace. Can they all be reversals? Sure, it could be a pivot. We could turn into a lot of reversals. It can happen. It can happen. Take a look at Filecoin. Take a look at Filecoin. You guys, on your map, you base campers and you VIPs and all the leaders, everything else. Just take a look at Filecoin, okay? Because Filecoin is showing really some strength on its reaccumulation. Okay, reaccumulation at 23.6. It's not wanting to give that up at all. Filecoin is one that I would say look at. All right, so I just want to mark that I said look at that, and I'll put I don't want to put a rocket up. I'll put a flag right here. I'll put a blue flag just to remind us that we said talk about it, okay? That's it. I'm going to put a flag right there. That's it. Just to flag this one. Because this is showing a really strong nature of just a solid at the 23.6. If something holds the line like that, I'm interested. Okay? Kind of like the outlier event on NKN. It broke out. Not even NKN had that strength along the top line, right? Yeah, so you see how important that is on Doge is doing that as well. Filecoin doing that as well. Doge doing that on the top level. Doge has a little bit more. Let's look at this. I guess because Doge has a later, you see how just the nuance, the difference here. Doge has a little bit later of a bounce. It bounces, and then you see this. It wants to achieve somewhere negative within the periodic frequency is extended here, longer period of time on this bounce. Whereas file, okay, I guess did back here, then did that. So maybe it wasn't as deep. Let's look at the differentiation. Yeah, it didn't triangulate in. It kind of turns into a separate event back here for Filecoin. And it's the nuance a little bit different. This just seems more separate and apart than anything else. I just like what Filecoin's doing right now. If we were to look at that technically, I like what Filecoin's doing. That's just it. You say, well, it's very close to what Dogecoin's doing. It is. It's dramatically close. It's just it didn't have as deep as a dig. Filecoin didn't dig as deeply. So I guess that's the way we look at it. Just check it out. I just take a look at it. See what you think about it. I know you guys are technical analysts in a lot of regards. You want to dig into it, so dig into it. Enjoy it. Look at Filecoin. We'll look at some other things, and I just want to focus on. I want everyone to look at because the deal is when everything was red, just bleeding red. Now everything could go green, just hugely green. Great. At least you've sat there. We've gone through kind of the technicals, and you understand. Let's see what we have. Looks like we have back from some business. Fun to see some of my research in the media. 60 Minutes TV program a few days ago. Wait until the real story hits. Space Ranger. How fantastic. Space Ranger is just, I mean, Space Ranger's on it, I have to say, Space Ranger. I'm not surprised. How about that? I really am not surprised. Crypto will go up hard. Be prepared for a major hit after. UAP UFO news is going to shake the markets. All right. Now we have Space Ranger that has come out, and guys, he's always around. Space Rangers. I mean, he belongs here for everything that it is good or not. Space Ranger belongs here. He's now bringing us all types of information. 60 minutes. You got your research in 60 minutes. That's phenomenal. That's it doesn't surprise me though, Space Ranger. You've been like that. I mean, that's about how you roll. You know, and I mean that very seriously. Yeah, Space Ranger has just been a phenomenal, kind of person. He's part of it. I think he may be the president of Basecamp. I don't know that, but I think you're probably the president of Basecamp. You're probably laughing right now, but I think you are. We're waiting for you to come up to VIP. We've been killing it on trades. We have just a really sophisticated crew. We had a few join up two earlier today, and we had a few more, I think, tonight. We're at a really good level, and yeah, I've got to. I need to turn these. I think we had 2 base camps today, so I do need to update that in terms of the VIP. The VIP numbers. I will go ahead and do that and change that. I think we're at 83, so I don't want to confuse that. But guys, Space Ranger is saying back from some business. Fun to see some of my research in the media. 60 Minutes TV program a few days ago. Wait until the real story hits. Crypto will go up hard. Be prepared for a major hit after. UAP UFO news is going to shake the markets. Ranger, brother, president, can you please include, well, you can't do links. DM me. Go on Twitter and DM me, please. If you could DM me on Twitter, that would be great. That would just be great. Let's see. Member goal. I'm going to do this and redo this so that, let's see. Starting mass going to be 80. What are we at? 80. How many do we have? 80. Shoot. I think we have 83. I'm going to do this just so we're right on target. 2021. I think we're at 83. If I have to redo that again, that's fine. But yeah, we're doing really well on all of the 82, 83. We'll make sure we're exactly right on our goal because we are headed to 100 of the VIPs. And Ranger, brother, hit me up on the Twitter. We've been covering the market kind of update here, and I just want people to go and really focus on what their holdings are because I don't want to see people upset. If you're in profit, if you're up 50% on your trade, I want you guys to be up 50% on your trade. That's beautiful, huh? Well, I could be up 150. Yeah, you could. You could. Or we could reestablish a trend, right? Because right now, Guys, right now, let's take a look at Dogecoin just real quickly before we kind of sign out here, and I want you guys to go look at things, because look at what happened, what's going on right now. Everyone, please pay attention, okay? Let's look at the polyline. Right now, this has been attempted recovery, down. Okay? You guys see that? That's right now. And I'll change the color of the line just so you know what trend we're in. Because if you don't know what trend we're in, you can't say, I'm going to follow the trend. We haven't reversed the trend. All right? And Bitcoin hasn't reversed the trend as much as they talk about it. You see this? So what's the trend? Retracement. A normal part of the price action. What's the trend? What's the next move? Maybe it's a double hit. Maybe it goes up a little bit more. Maybe it decides to retrace, or maybe it just decides to go on up, guys. It can do anything. But if you're up right now, and guys, I know that a lot of you are because you hit our pricing target. You're up 50%. That's a good trade. 50% is a strong move. If you weren't making 50% on our pricing targets, I couldn't convince you otherwise you'd be able to, I promise you. But the fact that you've hit that and you've held into 50%, I'm just going to tell you, that's a phenomenal move. Like, I know, but I want 150%. I understand that. Go make your decision. Go look at your books at what you hit. Go look at your pricing targets. If you're not using pricing targets, spend some time and get together your pricing targets. Do some work on your portfolios. Because if this thing lights up red, if it does, I want you to be prepared. Now, if it goes all green, that'd be great. That'd be against what? That'd be against the trend. We can make a lot of money, guys, a lot of money in the process of following the trend. No problem. No problem. We have no problem doing that. Now, fighting the trend on the off chance it's going to reverse when we don't have that indicated, well, that's not easy. If you're going to do that consistently, you're working against the probabilities. Statistically, you're going to lose that battle. You may win once or twice. It's going to be big news. It's going to be exciting. But statistically, you're going to lose that battle because you're still in the midst of retracement. You want to go heavier on the top side? If you want involvement right now, you guys know this channel enough. The solution would be what? The solution would be, if you're involved, make sure that you have double or triple down at the lower levels. And below that, what? Let's say if you have triple down here of whatever you're involved in, if you carry this down, you have triple down at this level. Then what about this next one? Triple down at the next one too. Right? We do this all the time. That's the mantra. That's the strategy that calculates out to where you're going to win. You're not overexposed at this level. Enough to carry up if it does do well, right? Yeah, absolutely. But you have backup resource cash to deploy. Ready to deploy to cover your upside position. That's how your pricing targets come into play. So no one's going to tell me, oh, London, I'm sorry, I didn't have any trades. We didn't do anything. We didn't have any trades to do. No one's going to tell me that. Because you know if you're exposed up here and you choose not to sell, you have backup resource cash to deploy at this level. And you have triple down from that, you have heavier resource cash at the lower levels. That's how you statistically win. That's how mathematically you profit. If you want to play some other game, in terms of rationale or in terms of some, what would you call it? Just chance? If you want to play chance, I don't want to play chance. You guys want to play chance? I don't want to do that. That doesn't look like much fun to me. It looks like things are kind of starting to go a little bit red, huh? And that's okay, right? But I don't want to get too much into a game of chance if things are going to turn red on me. They can. What do we have here? Atslan, what's up? It looks like we have another member, so that is really exciting. Guys, we so appreciate all of you members, particularly also, hey, Basecamp. It's great. Basecamp is really growing, and we're going to be putting together some facilities for you guys to start learning and to start focusing on your trade techniques. Okay, start working on your strategies. The VIP level, that's for some people who want some technical charts. They want some kind of guidance, some different things, right? They want that community involvement, and some of them are very heavy traders. Heavy traders, guys. Some of them making 10 grand in a day. Some making 5, 10 G's, whatever, in 10 minutes. All right, so not everyone's at that level. A lot of you want to focus on, like, the guys who came in tonight, right? You want to focus on the technicals. You want to start learning what a trading strategy is. This is the place to do it, guys. This is the place to solidify it. You're in communication in this chat with a lot of the VIPs. Space Ranger just did it. He's a Basecamp as well. He's kind of the president of Basecamp. I declared you that. So, but he's a really good guy. I think he has some information on 60 Minutes. Interesting stuff. So this is the place to remind yourself, and we all remind each other, guys, that we always have reserve cash ready for the lower levels. Always. That's how statistically we profit. It's great to hold on and just have all their holdings. That'd be just so much fun to go ahead and we're just going to wrap all this up and go up to, go upstairs. Everything's going to go up in price. We're all going to make all this money we don't need that. With a great investment, you don't have to put all your cash into it. It'll make the rest of your investment, whatever else you wanted to. A good investment, you could put 10% of the amount of money in that you wanted to invest. It can make the other 90%. That's the definition of a good investment, right? So, the problems come in when we say, I want to leverage everything into it because I want the house, I want to get rich quick, I want the Ferrari and the 6-bedroom, plus the yacht. Well, okay, that seems real risky to me. You're not covered. There's nothing about that involves coverage. So as we look at, say Bitcoin is the same right now as Dogecoin, okay? It's just the charts, this triangulation, this March, okay? We achieved some positive price action, began to retrace heavily, right? Yeah. Then retracing heavily, right? We may bounce up again, right? Then what would the trend do? The trend would indicate that we're going to go down more. That's just the trend telling us that. Does it have to happen? No. But our group, when everything falls apart, if it falls apart, first of all, we already hit one right here for what? For 50%. So if you guys hit that right now, you're in the money 50%. There's nothing wrong with wanting some upside exposure. I always talk about, well, maybe you want some upside exposure, right? So I don't know. If you want to rework this fib, right? What would you do? Well, you'd probably reach that first level and just start kind of peppering in some money, right? Yeah, that gives you a little bit of exposure in case things do go up, right? Exactly. So that's what we look at. That's how you ride this up. But you're up 50% on your trade. 50% is a beautiful trade. Hey, Christopher, what's up, brother? Chris, so nice to have you, brother. So welcome to the VIP restricted zone. We're going to plug you into the back channels, and you're going to be in great company. I just have to say that. We have from, just understand from, the different, there are finance professionals. There are, there's former investment bankers, and I want to shout out to I won't name names, but people with dynamic backgrounds, exchange, employees from exchanges. All right, literal big exchanges. There are some consummate professionals in the VIP zone. So we enjoy great interaction with each other. We got a DOT. We enjoy great interaction with each other. It's like DOT is breaking down right now, breaking down from the triangulation, just so you guys know. And yeah, we are very much looking forward to having you part of the dynamic. We will tell you one thing as we look at kind of a breakdown here from this, you are getting into the right group, brother, because literally we are the group that's going to make money if things go down. I just tell you, we're going to make money when it goes down. Why? We just made 50%. Literally on the day when everything was going down, everybody's what are we supposed to do? All the bad news, everything going on. This group is making money. We're not leveraged out on crazy options. We're not in future. We're not in that. We just know what pricing targets are. So we're very excited to have you, Christopher, and you join a really good group tonight. We have a new teacher, Shauna, in the house. Very nice to have teacher Shauna. We just have a lot of recent great VIPs that have joined. Go ahead and if you can type in your, we have Soshit also tonight joined. So we have 1, 2, that's 3 tonight. We had 2 more this morning, guys, because you're joining because you know how professional and great the group is. James Bond is in the chat right now. Bond, you've got the, it's just a great group. Very, very professional, very high end in terms of technicalists, etc. Bond, I don't know if we can get we need Christopher's Twitter handle. We got to get that. We got to plug you in. I'll put you into the chat, into the DM, exclusive VIP access. This has enterprise level of security. Okay, so as we look at this, it's just this VIP access right here is really really important. It's something we definitely look at. Look, you're going to find charts. You're going to find. I bring up Nikaya, former promoter, 10 grand a couple days ago. Great hot hands. Has a lot of insight going on in this group. So welcome, Christopher. Welcome, Soshit, again. Soshit, I feel like you already belong. I know we know you so well. But you're all going to have, key charts. You're going to have pricing targets. You're going to have, notices of breakouts. You're going to have direct messages. And you're going to have people working on issues like triangulations, working on, what does this say? It's just the number of people, too, is impressive. So you have, a big, you guys know, an institutional trading floor will have, they'll have a floor full of analysts. Yeah, they'll have a floor full of analysts. This is kind of like your floor full of analysts. So this should be your leg up in the market. And I'm very excited, Christopher, that you've joined along with Soshit and our new teacher, Shauna. So Shauna and Soshit and Christopher, yeah, you're plugged into the right group. You're going to see the value in it. I'm going to tell you, you're going to see the value in it. I do all the time, like daily. I see the value in it. It's really impressive. I appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. It's been a good update on this market. We'll continue, for a minute here. If people are looking at joining into that group, it's just crucial. Yeah, Christopher, good. Set that Twitter up. We'll plug you in. They've got that enterprise level of security, so there's no shenanigans. There's no playing around. If anything, there's just no playing around with the Twitter crew. That's not it's a great environment, very professional, consummate professionals in there. We've been talking about the kind of the pour out here of what's going on in the market. Very crucial kind of time period. This confluence, this 200-day moving average is being struck right now by Bitcoin. Doge is right along with it in terms of what's going on, but we're watching the confluence here, which is essentially the confluence of this 38.2 or this 39,626. That 38.2 is merging along with this 200-day moving average. So you have this line of support along with this 200-day moving average, this blue line, and then you have this triangulation that's being broken. So if none of this wants to hold, it's just going to be another instance where it really had the chance to use all of that to its advantage, and it didn't. And if it doesn't, we're going to be what? I'm going to tell you what. We had this as a pricing target. You guys know that. We had this, literally this exact point right here as a pricing target. On Bitcoin, the trade was worth what? Even on Bitcoin, the trade was worth like 32%. Nice trade. For something that moves as awfully slow as Bitcoin, that was a phenomenal trade. It's proof that while things go down, people get just scared, right? It's like the plague has hit the market. It's coming down to our pricing targets. We love getting good things at good prices. This crew here will make money if and when this continues to go down. I promise you. The whole group literally focuses day in and day out on pricing targets. They will make money. I just tell you that. If I'm wrong, then everyone in the group decided not to do what they've been doing every single day for the last probably 6 months to a number of years. So that's the level of certainty. In terms of me promising, they would have to completely stop doing everything that they have been doing for the last number of months and years. So, it's like, the sun will come out tomorrow, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're going to make money in a down market. They're that good. They understand kind of the techniques. It's not a shot in the dark kind of crew. It's just not. So, as we watch that breach the 200 moving day average, that's a big deal right there. If it wants to kind of hold, that's okay. You can see it lip right along that line that we had drawn out. That's just a very interesting pricing dynamic. So, Christopher, we'd also like to know about your trading background. We'd love to know what your background is. It's important to us. Look at that lip right up along the triangulation. Looks like we had those triangulations drawn perfectly, huh? On Doge and Bitcoin. Yeah, we really did, didn't we? DM Space Ranger. DM unavailable to you on Twitter. Oh no, I don't know why. Maybe it's your system, but I think you're Basecamp, bro. You're president of Basecamp. I do understand that, but we want to see you as VIP. VIP is that DM is for I think VIP. That's where they share their charts and all that different stuff. That's where that's where all that information is. That's part of the VIP exclusive VIP zone. Also, let's see, brought up that LinkedIn for a new kind of individual with the VIP. Very impressive resumes. A lot of these people. Been reading through them like, wow. So what do we have? DM unavailable. Yeah, VIP. It's available for that VIP. So that's really important that we bring that into the mix for VIPs. That's what they want. They've decided that that's worth it for them. Yesterday was a trade last night of 30, 40, up to 50%. Just on the trade and the pricing target yesterday, I was able to give to them. And tonight it was kind of a heads up. Let's get involved in this. I want you to learn about the market. I want you to learn about momentum. Learn about momentum trading. Learn about trending. Why? Because everything's in a triangulation. Everything's in a continuation pattern. So it's time for us to talk about, like on Dogecoin, right? This wants to go down into, and I told you guys it's here, right? So we don't know how far. But for right now, it is there. So that's confirmed within this discussion. It's a continuation of this movement. Even though it's moving up, you can do an established trend line here, okay? And along this support, what has been the support for the triangulation. It's, that's the move. That's the nature of the technical pattern. It doesn't mean that everything is over. Look at the market, guys. You see it? You see the market? All red, huh? It's not bad. It's not red, well, it's bad, right? Not at all. It's good. Why? Because it's going down to our pricing targets. Okay? If it goes down to our pricing targets, we have limit orders set. Limit orders are programmed trades that we have set. That if it's barreling down and the whole market looks like it's going phenomenally awful, guess what? We have orders at these different pricing levels. Exactly, right? You guys know that. You've been watching this. This here is a lower level. It should hit very well. This, the 78.6, the 61.8 should hit very well if it can get there. That's why I get excited, if it can get there. Why? Because we have orders waiting here. Who's we? Anyone who's using the Fibonacci. Anyone who's using the trading software. This stuff comes as standard issue, right? Like a standard issue rifle we have is exactly this. I mean, the standard equipment we need for training here. What do we got? Well, we have our Fibonacci's. All right, easy enough. We just have to use it. We're almost required to use it, right? It's in the trading platform software. So I mean, there's no like a real alternative to your trading, your price specification tool. I mean, I just call it, it's a pricing tool, right? That's just it. It's a pricing tool. Let's look at what happened to Litecoin or Filecoin. Sorry about that. Still along the one. I'd like to see that hold. It has a unique chart. It's fallen down a little bit. Tells me they probably had it in a triangulation. Someone did. Everything has been triangulated. Okay, it's been an upward consolidation movement. amidst kind of the ICP. Oh, right. It's completely gone. ICP looked like it had broken out. That was an outlier. Also, what had broken out was NKN had broken out and up, right? So we looked at that very heavily in terms of a momentum trade. Some people might have made a little bit of money or just tapped out. If you tapped out, hey, what are we going to do? We're going to double and triple down into lower levels. Boom, boom, boom. Big time cash at lower levels. On what? On whatever you decide you want to hit, right? My group we already have pricing targets out, just period. Big pricing targets. If this wants to move on down, it's going to hit. All right? We're going to hit it. Everybody's going to hit it. I'm going to tell you, VIPs, everybody's going to hit it. Base camp, you guys too, hit it. I'm just going to, not financial advice at all. Do it. Do your research. Figure out what you want to occur. But I'd hit this. Why would we not hit a beautiful opportunity when a price is coming down to us, the market maker's coming down potentially to pick up our orders so that he can deliver it back at a higher price? Are you kidding me? You mean we might make like 30% or 40%? Are you kidding me? Man, if we make like 20% 4 times, that's doubling our money, right? Yeah. So we're excited about these moves. Maybe a little bit of exposure just in case it decides to go up. I mean, not much, right? A little peppered in kind of at the top here, right? Just enough. But we have that heavy amount of cash right here to deploy. The next level down, bam, we have triple what we'd have right here. At least do the calculations. Work out your figures. Say if I wanted 10%, I want to make 10 or 15, 20% maybe even on this level. I wanted to make 10 on this level. I've decided I want to make 20 on this level. All right. You want to make 20 on this level. Good. What amount of cash are you going to deploy in case this level falls through? It's already hit here 1 time, twice. Huh? Yeah, it's already hit here 2 times. Second time it's hit well. What if it doesn't hit well this next time? Well, you need to account for that, right? Let's see. So Christopher talking about new VIP member, talking about able to recoup losses. Day swing momentum trading. Good. We got a lot to talk about, Christopher. Yeah, flash trading, etc. I've got some interesting info for you. I look forward to discussing that. Can be some dangerous stuff. Now look what it's trying to do. It's trying to pick up, maybe. It's trying to pick up on this 50% retracement. It's played around with that. Let's see. Yeah, it did, huh? Dogecoin, huh? Came up with the flirting around with holding that level, turning it into an inverse head and shoulders, right? Yeah, earlier today. This here is going to play around with that again, right? It's broken out of the triangulation that it had, right? So we'll see if it wants to, what it wants to do here. Now, Bitcoin probably on the same march and path. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's right at that zone of confluence, right? Between that 200-day moving average, it's crossing that right now, right? And getting out of the triangulation, about to hit its 38.2% retracement. 38.2% retracement is that 39,626. The next level down, which is already hit, is our level, right? We brought the rocket out, right? When everyone's like on Bitcoin, yeah, I brought it out on Bitcoin beforehand. That's our pricing target. Exactly hit. Now, people didn't have this Fibonacci drawn. Some people did who knew what they were doing. We had it drawn. I think we knew what we were doing. We hit it. It was a perfect hit. Direct hit. Right? Beautiful direct hit. Now, that's the 61.8. It's trying to use that 38.2 as a floor if it can. It's going to try and re-hit this 50 percentile. It may pass through. Okay, this 50% retracement, essentially. This 61.8 for Bitcoin is going to be a big deal. I'm gonna just straddle this right here on the 61.8 because this is going to be a big deal for Bitcoin. That's the golden ratio, right? The 61.8 to the 65th% retracement is that golden ratio. All right, that's where like the magic happens. You need to kind of hit that level, right? Everybody knows our VIP club. They know, seriously, it's like we're going hunting for golden pockets, right? They'll go look through everything. They want to find those golden pockets. They know how hard they hit. So it's nice for me to see all their charts and everything else. Christopher, got to get you plugged into to Twitter, brother. Got to get that plug in. Have to get. Can someone help me with Teacher Shauna, new VIP? Also, can someone help me getting that Twitter from Shauna? That would be great. Maybe she already put that information in, but I need to get that information from her and the information. Soshit, I think I already have your information. I think we've been chit-chatting. I've been sending you stuff. I've been sending you some different stuff. So Basecamp, I'm going to throw together something cool so we can communicate, okay? I think it'd be nice to have something so we can communicate. I want to see you guys step up to a VIP because I think that's going to be important. I think it's going to be very important. 360 Station, looks like maybe you want to join VIP. I'm not sure what's going on. We've had a good day. A lot of people looking to making a lot of money, realizing exposure at the upper levels is not going to cut it, right? We don't want exposure at the upper levels. Small amount of exposure. It's okay, guys. Some degree of involvement here is okay. But we want to be able to double and triple down at these levels. Double, triple down here, triple down here. Bam, heavier cash. That's the money, guys. That's where the money's going to be made. You want your cash to deploy at lower levels so that you lower your cost basis. You get more, right? You get more coins at a lower price. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're not pushing the market down. We want to be able to experience something positive. It goes up. But until the trend is broken, why would we fight the trend? Don't buck the trend, guys. We would not buck the trend at all. Not going to happen. We will not throw our cash in just to say, I'm going to prove a point with the market maker. No way. You will get washed out. You may get it right one out of 5 times. You'll feel it too, because you'll feel like this is a big rush. I may be wrong. Yeah, probably 1 out of 5 times, maybe a 20% chance you're going to be right with a huge amount of cash at the wrong level or being overexposed. No way. No way. We like trading. We enjoy the markets. We like the company that's formed, like in terms of just the general company of, hanging out socially, online or otherwise. We enjoy chit-chatting with people about markets, talking about futures, talking about just different stuff. It's a nice crowd. It's something, it's kind of like the equal footing in the playing field that we all get to be a part of. Like, that's nice. We enjoy that. We like talking about what's the best way to make money on this. Like, it's just, I think maybe it's genetic, right? I think it could be genetic, where we honestly we enjoy this. I was listening to stories today about my grandfather and what he used to do in the market and how well he used to do and everything else. I'm like, yeah, I come by it honestly. You guys do too. It's fine. I'm sure you all have stories in your families about who played the market and what went on, and that's nice. Let's go into, where would you be at on a reaccumulation basis if you were to start reaccumulating in here with the understanding that if this fell through to the other levels, you'd engage triple down here of the entire amount here, triple down. Then you'd engage here, triple amount at that lower level. Boom and boom. Because those are key inflection points, right? So you want that downside exposure, right? You want the heavier exposure at those lower levels, right? But you still want to kind of work your fibs in here. There's a great video I've got, guys. Y'all need to watch that, huh? If y'all haven't seen that, Christopher, I've got a video called How to Buy Into Crypto. It goes through the whole philosophy of how to preserve your cash for the lower levels. And I've been talking about that heavily before things started to retrace on Bitcoin, et cetera. Because I just clearly saw the Bitcoin deal just was overinflated, too much hype. Too much hype. And craziness, huh? But it can be fun. It can be nice if that's how they have fun. I'm not on any kind of hype machine with this stuff. I'm on a serious kind of tone in terms of getting the right message across. I want to make sure we get the right message across. And hey, it's Hollywood. Some people maybe they not spaz it up. They spice it up. Maybe they spice it up. It's okay. That's okay. That's what needs to be done, I guess, sometimes. But it's when everything's a critical emergency and everything's a new critical alert, everything's a once in a time. This has never happened in the history. It's like, man, I've watched that same tagline 50 times. At some point, it becomes insulting for me to it's insulting people's intelligence in some level. And there's a lot of smart people in the space. Our group is smart. We got a lot of people, sophisticated individuals who can understand when they're being sold something it's like snake oil. Just it's like an infomercial for people that can't think properly. And I just say that because how can you have something every single day that this has never happened? This is the first time. What? I mean, come on. Maybe you found something unique in the charts. That's cool. Otherwise, I'd rather have the consistent application of a strategy that I know is going to make me money. And I don't hear that from other people. I don't see any other group that's really like that. You have some other groups that are into charts and different things. I don't know. I hear, guys just, reading a book. I don't see it. They're still leveraged out on options. I'll go with that to start with. Still leveraged out on options and 10x, 5x, all this different stuff. I've seen the best option traders, some of them go down. If they're focused on that as a group, they're going to have a tough time. I'll say that because I've seen people get washed out. I've seen some of the toughest guys. I'm telling you, the guys who run the options trading desk for these oil conglomerates, I've seen them get washed out on options. I mean, you've seen Melvin Capital get washed out on options with GameStop or with whatever else is going on, right? I mean, come on, AMC or GameStop. You see guys with major hedge funds, major cash getting wiped out. I mean, come on. That's just indicative to me that, honestly, guys, if you think you're going to beat the street like that, just take a back seat. Maybe you can do it collectively. Maybe that's the fight you want to fight. But on an individualized basis, if there are guys making decisions around a board of directors table where they got 10 billion liquid, and they've got, that's just a figure, they got 10 billion liquid and 50 to 150 on reserve, on margin, etc., however they can compute that, and they're wrong, but you're going to be right, okay, all right. They got 10 billion somehow, and they got another marginalized, capital line of credit, et cetera, up to, let's say, either through margin or actual, solid LOC up to, whatever multiple of that. Let's say say 25 on LOC on top of the 10 bill, or, marginalize up to, say, 100 bill. Just however they want to trade it. A big player on the street. And they're that heavy into options, and they lose. And we're talking about just guys stacked in $1,000 shoes that all went to Yale or Harvard. They're wrong. All right, yeah, that happens. It happens, maybe more infrequently due to their education and their connections. But guys, if they're wrong, all right, and you think, well, that's because we were all right. Well, maybe. I mean, the group mentality, the group psychology, that can work. But that group psychology has a lot of stories also about people who are wrong. So just, with options, I prefer our strategy. I prefer heavyweight down with cash, heavier cash on the lower levels. It just makes sense. Don't overpay for something. Makes a lot of sense to not overpay for something. In terms of the lowest level, doubling and tripling down, essentially double the first level and triple down the amount of cash to keep that cash at the lower levels. Why? Because then you understand the demand curve. You understand the lower the price, the more demand I have. Not financial advice, guys. It's literally almost like textbook out of a business course or out of a economics class. Literally. Okay, so the lower the price, the more demand I have. Yeah, I don't know how to wrap people's mind around it any other way. It also happens to coincide with some of the biggest traders on the street. The guys who are making more cash on the planet than anybody else. It happens to coincide with kind of what they're talking about. But I wouldn't listen to like necessarily like Michael Saylor on point or anything else like that. He wants people to double down on their interest in such and such. Well, you know, if that's the case, then, you know, all I'm going to say is he doesn't seem to have an exit strategy for people. It's not a trade, right? You know, it's like I thought Saylor already had people all invested, all maxed out, right? Now he wants them to double down. Well, like, Michael, aren't they already maxed out? You know? So anyway, I don't know. And I give people credit who studied hard. He and they and all of them got, if you have a degree, I guess it gives you some leeway. So, we'll see what happens. It looks like the market's going a little bit down. Again, I hope you guys understand a little bit of exposure here for the ride up. Till we establish a trend, that'd be fine. But yeah, we have reserve cash right now. Right now is the time to have reserve cash to hit your targets. All right? Associate, you're new. Shauna, you're new. Now is the time to have reserve cash down below to hit your targets. If you're all wrapped up in this and you're just holding on to this as tightly as you can, well, we really hope, winging a prayer it. Yeah, that's okay. You can do that. I would prefer to have backup resource cash to be able to lower my cost basis at these levels and to be able to play them for a profit. That's why I'm in the market. That's why I enjoy the market. It's strategies like that I can say that's very rational. It comports. It's normal. That's a normal market behavior. And if you don't exhibit normal market behavior, if it's abnormal and you want to pay too much for something at a higher price, relative to where it can go, it's real simple. Not that it has to go down, but relative to where it can go. You know, if you want to pay that higher price up here and have nothing on the downside, what are the odds that you're going to lose money? What if it's 50-50? Literally, what if it's 50-50? Well, if you put it that way, it could go up, it could go down. Let's just start there. What if it's 50-50? Well, we think it's going to go up. I'm not going to do a wing and a prayer. 50-50, and maybe it's going to go up. No, I'm going to have a strategy that's heavyweight on the downside with cash. Then I'm going to triple that down, bam. Then I'm going to triple that down, bam. I'm going to be covered on the downside. You're not going to catch me without reserve cash. You're just not going to catch me without reserve cash. And I'm going to surround myself with people that also want to have reserve cash. And we're going to be the guys that are going to pick this stuff up down in these levels where everyone's talking about it going up and overextended. Yeah, we'll be picking this stuff up at the lower levels. And I bet you that those are the guys long term that make a lot of cash. I would just think, because they own this stuff at the lower levels. So when everybody's getting excited and buying in at the top levels, yeah, the guys who got in at these lower levels, at the heavy cash levels at lower levels, yeah. Those are the guys making money. Those are the guys with the backup reserve cash because they only really deploy their cash at the lower levels in a market, right? So, yeah, you guys, there you go. It's pepper in time. Yeah, pepper in a little bit up top. Just pepper, just a little light amount. Let's see if this trend wants to reverse. If not, we got the next level. If it wants to hit again at 618, that's a decent little, maybe it wants to play again at 618. If not, the 78.6, triple down, heavier cash there. I appreciate that, Daniel. It's nice of you. You'd fit in if you like this mentality. You'd like the VIP very much. A lot of guys think the same way. It's just we don't buy high to sell low. We don't entertain that option at all. Ever. Complete cash position all in? No. Guys with millions of dollars, $1 million, if they have $1 million to trade, they're probably playing around with 20 grand. Guys with 20 grand want to play around with 5 to 12 to maybe 15 on this specific one. What? Keep the cash. Enjoy trading. If you got 15 to 20, maybe you need $1 million. It's not easy to make $1 million off 15 to 20 if you're trying to make it from that 15 to 20. I mean, trying to play. If you have a reasonable approach, it's very difficult. You're really going to have to max out. You're going to engage in some highly risky activity to do that. Very few people are that good. I have worked. Okay, I have been around. Let me say I've been around with some people who are about that good. Few and far between. Very few and very far in between that could turn in $20,000 into $1 million. And it'll happen, and even they will lose it. The best, okay? I'm talking about some of the best on the street. I've been around them, They can build 20 grand into $1 million. Even they may run it up to 3. The story I know is they ran it up to 3 million and then they lost it. On the same technique and pattern, and this is the deal, when they had the million, they lost it. So you have to look at that. Well, they turned 20 grand into $1 million, they did, then they lost it. It's like they turned it into 3 million, and then they lost that, all of it. So that shows you how risky, like, yes, you can do it, but as you look at, I've seen the guys build it up and then lose it also. Now, they were doing well. They have a different, it was kind of one of those things, yeah, that account's gone, like, yeah. Okay, it becomes like that, you know. Yeah, I just gotta do another account. It's no big deal, you know. So they built it up from 20 grand, real story, guys. 20 grand to like 3 million, and then they lost. So just talk about shucks, that one, yeah, I got to start an account, do it again. I guess I can do that again. But that's the mentality that's how risky it is. You can get it and then you can blow it. So if that's your mentality too, understand you can trade that way. You can build up that 22 million to 3 million. You don't want to lose it. So, kind of the approach here with the reserve cash, I think it's critical too because we use it during retracement, and it prevents you from being involved at the higher levels in cash. We don't want to see someone's value go down by 50 to 60% in their portfolio. I just don't want to see that. I don't like hearing about that. That's not, that just doesn't do me any good. It just doesn't. I don't think it does other people any good. You know, it's just, I just say it's concerning to me. And we can try to time everything out. It's difficult. General principles go a long way, right? They do. Like general principles, buy low, sell high. Some different things that we look at. Yeah, it's a nice approach to meet rational people in a market who understand there are pricing targets. Right here, there are pricing targets in this level, right? The teal, kind of this teal zone, right in here. Yeah, well, there's a pricing target right there, huh? Yeah. Below this kind of light blue, yes, a pricing target. That's why we have this pricing tool, is to deploy cash on trades, set up limit orders. We preserve cash. We hold it at the lower levels and ready to deploy it to make cash. We do that all along here, guys. All along this pricing action, we're doing it all the time. The more sophisticated traders are doing it all day, every day. Something that doesn't work out, it's just effortless. No problem, this and that. Learning how to work with a protective stop loss. Learning how to cover your position with a greater degree of cash on the downside. Always ready to fall through the floor 2 different levels. No problem. So that's the approach, and that's how effortless it becomes, is just working. It's just calculative. At that point, it just becomes mathematics. That's it. Do you want to write this down to the next level? Well, I can. It's enjoyable. I'm just going to hold on to this position because I've decided to. It's not a big deal. Let this work out. Well, I kind of missed that. That's okay. I was busy with another trade over here. No problem. Or whatever it is, everything starts to work kind of effortlessly. Not everything has to be perfect, but you're in kind of a rhythm. And you understand your calculus is going to work out. Your computation is going to work out. And you don't have to make money. The worst thing you can do is run into someone who has to make money in the market. You want to talk about starting to make bad decisions? Yeah. Go put yourself in a position where you have to make money. I will tell you, when you have to make money, you will miss out on more money. Even if you're making money, you will feel like you're missing out on more money than you can believe. I just want 10%. That's all I want is 10%. I'm going to focus on my 10% trades. When you have to make money, it's just not any fun. You know, it's just, we like to have fun with it. The guys in this group, they have a good time. They have fun. Stay with the plan. That's right. That's right. And we're not going to, appreciate that, Garland. We're not going to flip out. If this thing goes down, now, top line exposure, I'll tell you, just standard. Okay? I've been saying for a long time, my deal is just pepper in. Just go ahead and pepper in. Maybe you double down. I'm real light too, guys, as you talk to this. Well, maybe we double down in this level. Maybe $100. I just start with like, okay, the idea is maybe $100. Let's go through this real quickly so you guys understand what I'm talking about. All right, you see it did contact that 38.2 because it didn't look like it, right? It didn't look like it at all. It stopped short. No, it picked it up. You want to day trade this thing? You want to know how this works? That's easy. So look at the first level. I don't have any. What's that doing up there? Get out of there. It's stuck up my RSI, no problem. First level. I don't have any demand in here. It's too expensive. Demand curve says higher the price. I don't have any demand. Too expensive, right? Once it hits this first level, maybe I have a little demand. I might set up a limit order on this red zone for maybe $100. Just go with me on the figures here. Maybe $100. All right, well, that's still not that much. Maybe I'll double it down here. Maybe I'll put in $200 here along this 38.2. Maybe that's all right. All right, I'll do that. Maybe the next level I'll triple down. Right? I'll take that 200. I'll stack. I want to put 600 in here because I want a little bit of exposure if this thing decides to go on up right now. I'll do a little bit of exposure, but it's still kind of expensive, so I don't have that much demand. Next level down, I'm probably going to triple that. So let's say 600. I'm probably going to say 1,800 in and along this golden pocket. 1,800. Yeah, that's decent now. Yeah, now I've got some good exposure if I get a better price. In line with the demand curve. Just get in your mind. Worked around it with the demand curve, setting up limit orders at multiple levels, right? 1,800 for golden pocket. Now I say, boom, next level. Well, now I'm tripling that down too because I want a really good price on this. So I've got 1,800 tripled. I got 5,400 at the bottom level. So you see it's very lightly peppered in on top, right? I want to triple down. I'm going to double down the first one from 100 to 200. Just some kind of get me working into the mix, get me thinking of, okay, now I've got a little bit increased exposure. Then I triple everything. I triple all the way down. Do your own calculations, not financial advice. The mathematics work out for me. As I've done the math, it works out. Okay, for me. If your math works out differently, hey, go for it. If you have a different strategy, you like momentum trades, you want to leverage in on all the cash, hey, that's fine. Chris just joined. We did that. We talked about that. Now, if it goes up, what do I have here? I have 3 levels. Now, your figures, it may not be 100. It may be 1,000. All right, you may double down to 2,000. All right, the 2,000 may turn into 6,000. Right? The 1,800 may be 18,000. The 5,400 may be 54,000. Right? So it's just an example to give yourself some exposure in line with one little price frequency, right? And that starts to make a little more sense. All right, I kind of understand that. So maybe 1,000, then down to like 54,000. Yeah, if you want to trade that way, right? It's just an idea. Now you see, okay, that makes sense because you want to have more. You want to lower your cost basis. Yeah, and you still have a little exposure. That's fine. If this thing wants to take off after hitting the first, 23.6, I mean, you got $1,000 in it. Yeah, okay. Or you have what? You'd have, $2,000 in it, the next level. Yeah, okay, I get it. Or you'd have what? Well, I guess you'd have, the next one's like $6,000, right? Yeah, okay. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 9,000, right? Out of what? Probably the total would be like 81,000. That's not bad, right? Because I mean, you're hitting down and through this. You don't want to. It's just mathematics. You get into what are the probabilities. I kind of like that figure there that you'd be dealing with about that 1, the 2, the 6, right? 6, 7, 8, 9,000 out of a potential like 81. Yeah, okay. And then you get in the next one, it's going to be, you understand, it's going to be triple down from there. Boom, 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 boom. Heavier cash. So if I talk about thousands, you start to say, okay, I can kind of see that because you don't want to be overcapitalized at the higher levels. You don't want to pay too much at any higher level, but you still kind of want some exposure if it decides to go up, right? Very cool. Very, 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 very chill, right? You want that exposure if it does decide to go up after hitting the 38.2, the top level, or the next level down, the 23.6, or the next level down, that 38.2, right? Yeah. And then it'll hit the 50%. You want to triple down the 38.2. Just to engage more cash at the lower levels. That's all. That's the entirety of it. And the key consideration is, as you go down past this entire level on the aggregate, you engage more cash, multiples of it at the lower level to cover your exposure to the upside if this whole thing falls through. You don't have to worry about necessarily like, well, this had to go through. This was my only hope. Now it's crashed and I've lost. You don't lose anything if you hit the next level with enough cash. Well, that's a lot. It was 81,000. It might be like, $250,000 down here. Or it might not be $1,000 and it might not be $81,000 up here. You see? You're going to know it might be $250,000 here. It might be 2.5. You're going to know that very easily. It might be 25 million, right? It's just mathematically look at it the way it works out for you. Whatever your limitations in the market are as well. Your exchange, there are great programs for increase. You guys can have as big of an account as you want, right? So that's the mentalities we get into this. Those are the mathematics that work out. You'd be like, well, I'm a small-time trader. I'm just learning. That's great. You're going to get to the point you need to start turning good trades. I'll say it's a good trade if you get involved in one. A stop loss, you just out of it real quickly. No problem. People don't even know that, but you may take a trade, or the type of trade you're taking has maybe it has a 60%, a 75% chance of working out. Okay. Maybe that's it. That's how quickly it took for you just to kind of wash your hands of it. No problem. Protective stop loss engages. Momentum trade didn't work out. No problem. Very, very easily done, effortlessly. You just move on. Light amounts of money in and out. Nothing going to break the bank. Nothing going to ruin the family. Not going to ruin the relationships. Not going to, honey, I have to tell you something. None of that stuff. Just real smooth stuff. Huh? Not trying to be a pro athlete, right, on the trading floor. We don't need to do that. We just don't. A lot of people want to. It sounds nice. It feels nice to think that we're all day traders, everything. Some people got involved in the right coin at the right time. Millionaires being made. It's exciting. It's good stuff, right? But we don't have to act like pro ball players on the trading floor. Some of you can be with the right technology, and I'm going to say technology too, because this is not it. What you're seeing here is not it. For the real pros using the real stuff, this is not it. Okay, this is something to be used. It's something to get by. We can definitely communicate with it, but this is not necessarily it. So what you see on YouTube, etc., is not it. All right, it's going to be a lot more sophisticated than that. So when you try and do a pro approach, if you don't have the sophisticated levels to plug into in terms of technology, you're going to be limited. So just starting from that, it's like it's just you don't even have the real equipment. It's like going to a battle. You don't have any tanks. Right, so it's just that's part of the issue. We can still do well, but if you start talking about major positions, etc., you're going to want some different technology playing into the mix, I would say. So I want to welcome everybody to that strategy who hadn't heard it, but it's always multiples. As we're in here on Doge, etc., or Bitcoin, it's always multiples. Bam, heavier cash on the lower levels. Preserved, like since we started to round out that top formation with Bitcoin, seriously talking about preserving cash. Walked a lot of people through Harmony One, just a cryptocurrency, to bring up the idea that cash belongs on the downside. It belongs at the cheaper levels. That's how you make money. Everyone wishes they got in when it was such and such price. Yeah, well, why don't you just carve that out what you want at that price and just hold on to your cash till it gets there. It looks like, things have a way of returning there. Look at the 2018 crash. Ethereum lost 95% of its value in the 2018 crash, guys. 95% of its value. That's $1 turning into $5. It's over, right? Sayonara, hasta la vista, it's over, right? That's a big deal. For every $100 you have, for it to turn into $5 in 2018. Well, that couldn't happen now. I'm concerned with the fact that history likes to repeat itself. I always figure that in to my plans. That's it. I go to a valley on some trek or something. Last time I was there, it flooded. It was awful. What am I going to do? I'm going to prepare for that. Excuse me. I will prepare for that next time I go. Right? I go to the beach. I get sunburn. Oh, well, what are you going to take with you next time? Well, okay. All right. So Ethereum crashed down 95% in 2018. Okay. Well, I get it. Yeah, we got it. Just kind of using, what's up, Ryan Adrick? Good to see you, brother, in the chat room. What's up, London? Did I miss anything? Oh, brother, you got a great recap here on the market doubling and tripling down, being lightly exposed. We're in a world of triangulated pain right now. The whole market's in a world of triangulated, I'll say restriction, but it just feels like pain. It's like because everything is in a triangle. I can flip through anything on TV right now. It's like, what are you watching? I'm watching triangles. How's it go? It's kind of boring. It's just the same thing. Triangulated pain. The whole thing just triangulated. We could go through 1,000 of triangulated little mishaps here who are looking to do something positive. And if it doesn't have a triangle on it, I just haven't drawn it yet. I just haven't drawn it yet. Some of these, it's nice to see, and I have to draw again. Well, let's draw a pattern formation. Everything has a triangle on it. So it's all triangulated, continuation patterns for the most part. And, we appreciate you being here, Ryan. We talked about, I had brought some things to the attention of folks, and it was dealing with earlier a momentum trade possibility. Some people might have made a little bit of money. NKN, it was a momentum trade. The important thing about NKN is that it had broken out of its triangulation and nothing else had. Nothing else had broken out of NKN. Now, it slammed up. It did a slight little mild kind of a confirmation here. If it wanted to confirm up here and go up and the whole market wants to follow it, then this would be your lead indicator. But I did that to show people what is a momentum trade. What is momentum? What direction? Momentum? What is it? Trend is your friend. This had a trend and a breakout. Had a target up here. It failed. It's important for us to see it failed. Because everything's stuck in a triangulation right now. Right? Just from NKN to Luna to Sushi to DOT to Shiba to everything's in a triangulation. So, yeah, I would recommend watching the stream from the beginning, to tell you the truth. I think it makes sense. Up through, we just covered some investment levels, very important. But when this cranks down, if it wants to set a miracle here, and if it wants to try and reconfirm, this is one heck of a. It's just, this. The odds and probabilities, the longer it gets up and it doesn't reconfirm and wants to come down, it's got to get out of all of this. It has to go make, literally, it's got to go make 15% to even show a breakout from its confirmation. You can't even get involved at this point because it's 15% to the upside to even get through. And I'll say, to even get through, you could, if it starts to really run, you could still make 20%, but the trade was right here. It was here in the beginning with a nice confirmation. It was never even ultimately reached, which is okay. It was still, it had a lot of momentum to it. Off the cuff of the 7 o'clock reset, it was a very strong mover. It led the group. I didn't want to spend all night long or all day looking and staring at something that was up quick, so I got it to everybody and said, hey, momentum trade means this. If you're a technical trader, it didn't mean anything to you. If it wasn't on your market or it wasn't on your exchange, it meant nothing to you, right? So it was just a way for us to communicate, start talking about momentum, start talking about direction, because direction is what we're concerned about in a continuation pattern. So this failed to go to the upside. We're hoping everything started going to the upside. But as Dogecoin, for instance, we look at momentum trading. It's one thing to say, and even if you got involved in, I took a protective stop loss for, it cost me $50, $100, whatever it costs you. You're very tuned in right now to the fact that this is a continuation pattern, and it can cost a whole lot more than that, right? The continuation is the move to the downside, based upon the statistics and the probabilities. Well, it's an ascending triangle, not a descending or a symmetrical triangle. Take your pick of triangles everywhere. Just take your pick. They're all over the place. They're symmetrical. They're whatever. So okay, this one's bearish or bullish, and no, they're all triangulations. So just appreciate that in the context of what you're putting together in terms of a strategy. Bitcoin going through its little kind of trifecta here. The triangulation, the 38.2, okay, Fibonacci at around the 39,000, and the 200-day moving average. Be nice if it could hold. Give the whole markets something, huh? You could give the whole market something. It's just not heavily on the radar. I've thought since the beginning that the institutions that are involved would want to get a good price. I would think they would want to get a good price on Bitcoin. Right? All these big heavy floors like, JP Morgan and whatnot, they want a good price on Bitcoin. It's been at 64,000. I bet they want to pick it up at like 20. I would. The greater the investment that it is, I'd want to pick it up for 20. I'd want to pick up a whole lot more at 5. I'd want to pick up a ton at 1,000. You have no idea how much I'd want to pick up at like $1, right? It'd be unbelievable. You see? Yeah, people want to throw all their cash into it now at these levels. That's why that doesn't make sense to over-leverage yourself. As you walk through it like that, oh man, I want to pick up so much of that at $1, you have no idea. So, not that it's going to go there at all, but you understand the demand, the nature of the demand curve, the nature of why I stack cash lower. Oh, very good, Andrew. What's up, Andrew? Andrew, for something told me you were going to make some money on that. You were in at 0.45 on my NKN alert. You saw it. The momentum was quick. You're part of the reason that some people everybody kind of lost money. If it corrects up here and goes up, we're going to laugh. Huh? Just because, all it needed was a confirmation. Clearly, right? It was the market mover. I wanted to get in everybody's mind. Good job, VIP in the house, Andrew. Great guy. He made some cash on NKN. Just small. It's a small little flash trade. No big deal. I wanted to get momentum into people's mind because it was momentum, but also we were dealing with triangulations on the stream tonight. So I wanted people to understand what is momentum, its relationship to direction, and what is a continuation pattern. I wanted to bring that up because irrespective of what type of triangle we're in, everything's stuck in a triangle. Like everything is just stuck in a triangle. Right? And they're just continuation patterns. So as we look at that, I focused on a momentum trade to let people know ahead of time and feed it in with the dialogue of a continuation pattern. Momentum is directional, so is a continuation. So that was just a way to kind of line up and give you like a laser focus on an understanding of where we should be headed. Okay, so the momentum, it gives you kind of a different level of understanding, I think, kind of a practicum beforehand. So that's good. You got just a few, let's see what you got, 45 to 51. Nice move, huh? You're like, yeah, nice move. That's good. Huh? That's 57 right there. Let me see this. Let me redo this. $51. So you cleared that. Yeah, you did. There you go. You cleared 10%. You're the epitome of the group I talked to, right? Yeah, you want your 10%. Nothing wrong with that, right? You can flash through that 10%. That's that wall we start seeing. You know it well too, huh? It's like, yeah, that's what it is. That's okay. So nice move. Bravo, Andrew. That's a good move, brother. Not bad. It had the momentum. And I just didn't want to sit around like I'm going to watch this thing move. I'm like, nah, if it's moving, I'm going to let people know it's moving. And I just didn't know if people had the right diagnostics or whatnot, or everything on their. I got a lot of stuff on the screen to be able to do that, so I thought I'd just let it pick up and kind of see. It did fail. We'll see if it. We'll see if it were to pick back up. And I also like the dynamic, Andrew, of it being a market, kind of a predictor, an outlier in terms of what we would want to see. Kind of, if it could predict the market, it'd be great. If everything wanted to start to do that. We've seen the opposite, really. We've seen, instead of the forerunner, we've just seen everything else kind of fall down, whereas it fell up, or it decided to go up. Everything else is kind of, let's see, what else broke down? Yeah, so she's breaking down. Yeah, DOT's breaking down. She breaking down. KSM. Yeah, Sol. There we go. ICP failed too. So we just have a lot of failed prices. We don't have that momentum, you know. And it's important for us, to experience that. So I just wanted to hammer that through the VIPs and everybody else tonight. Just was like, live, like here, this is moving. That it fizzled out, no big deal. That's fine. And particularly, it was a technically indicated move, right? Very technically indicated move, right? Oh. Yeah, this is where we go into, this is audio. We dealt with audio, right? Now, who wants to tell me that this is not a continuation pattern? Where's this headed? I mean, the odds are, where is this headed? Audio. Huh. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think, we'll just see what happens. It's a nice consolidation. Gaining some exposure on the fib levels. It's just your pricing tool. That's all it is. Your pricing tool. Right? With heavier amounts of cash on the lower levels. Some exposure is fine. No problem. Play the levels. Play the market. Enjoy it. That's why you guys are in the market, right? Yeah. Play it. Enjoy it, Use the hands that that you can get involved with. Use your hands. Definitely more exposure at the lower levels. This is what's going to dictate who's going to make money, who's not. Is the people who have more exposure at the lower levels are the ones who are going to make the money. You guys know that. It's not complicated at all. There is zero complicated. In fact, it's so simple that a lot of people will miss it. It's too simple. It's one step. It's almost one step away from, it's like it almost requires zero discipline and just an ounce of common thought. Like ordinary, not even common sense, I wouldn't say, just common thought. What would you think? Like, just think. You don't even have to have the sense about it. It's just think something. Just so you might think of something in terms of like, I want to be covered on the downside. Like, it's just very ordinary. So but that's going to make the difference between people who make money and don't make money. It's that small of a detail. It's that insignificant of a principle that we have to be able to, all of us have to be able to use it. I know we can. I know you can. Whoever's listening, I know you can. As a matter of fact, it's such a simple concept. Having reserved cash at the lower levels is such a simple concept. Having some exposure in case it goes up, a little bit of exposure, you're going to enjoy yourself going up. I guarantee you. I promise you. I wish I had more in there. That's okay. A little bit of exposure. You're going to be fine. All right? Not financial advice, just common sense. Watch with a little bit of exposure on the way up. Oh, it's still fun. People tell me, I got in on the 2X or on the 3X. Well, good. That's fun. How much you have? I only had $150. Oh, well, how was it? It was a lot of fun. I know it's a lot of fun. I always tell, I know that's a lot of fun. It's only $150, but you saw how much fun that was. Like, I know, but I could have put in 10,000 or 100,000. Well, you could have. It might not have been so much fun. You get into like leveraged cash positions, large positions, kind of like maybe that's not so much fun. You got too much cash in there. So yeah, it's kind of the key indicator. You guys understand the strategy right now. It's a good strategy. You guys admit it's a good strategy. Yeah, you have to, because it kind of makes sense. So it's good that we repeat that to each other. I like to see in the chats everything where you guys are saying in the VIP room, like, do not expose yourself. Do not expose yourself at any higher position. Just don't do it. I tell people, just don't do it. Why? Because you come after the fact and talk to me or someone else, and you say, well, what should I do now? So I tell people now, don't do that now, because they'll do it. And then they'll come talk to me or someone else, and they're not going to be listening to my station or this channel or interacting with our VIPs or the base camp. And none of us are going to say, oh, go ahead and just leverage in, leverage the house, get the banker on the phone. We need all the cash. No. It's just not going to happen. So I'm never afraid to tell people, just don't do it, because they'll come up after the fact and they'll say, well, it's just common sense. Don't go pay a Rolls-Royce price for a Ford Explorer. Just don't do it. That's common sense, right? That's normal stuff. That's normal common sense, like blaring through a loudspeaker at you. It's normal stuff. Yeah, strategy time, you got it. We're going to have fun. You guys watch on this channel, watch with the members, the VIP, everything else. We are going to have fun. I'm going to tell you, I don't want to promise anything. I said that earlier on. I don't want to promise you that we'll make money. We're just going to have fun. Watch what happens in the next 3 weeks. You guys watch how much fun we're going to have. I'm just going to tell you, we're going to have fun. It's going to be more fun than you guys realize. Watch what happens in the next 3 weeks. So. That is where we're at with Bitcoin under 40 grand. We have Dogecoin holding on. It's about reached a level of parity with an M-Doge. A million Doge is about right at $40,000. That has re-achieved a level of parity that has not been achieved in a while. I want you guys to reconsider that. Okay, it's re-achieved a level of parity between Doge and Bitcoin that's not been achieved in a while. If you think that either of them is off, and around the time when Bitcoin was what, 45,000 to 50,000, yeah, and Dogecoin was in around 4.5 cents to 5 cents. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, interesting, huh? Yeah, it's been a lot happen on both sides, hasn't it? But what has happened? Well, Dogecoin, actually, it's not an M-Doge. It's just, no, it's not. It's 100,000 Doge. So Doge has gained a decimal point almost exactly. Bravo to Doge. I saw the figures like M-Doge. Nope. It's now, that's right. It's 100,000 Doge. Is that right? Is the math right on that? I think so. I may have to get my calculator out. You guys do that because M-Doge at 5 cents, Doge was what? Was like $50,000, right? I'm almost positive, yeah. So y'all check my math on that. I'm pretty good with calculatives. Once we get into like millionth of a 100,000th, maybe I want some scratch paper, but I don't need that right now. I think that's about right. So that's interesting. That we've achieved a different level of parity. Can Doge put another decimal place on it? Huh. Interesting. Can Doge add another decimal place on it? I don't know. You want to put Doge at 390? Could it ever happen? I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, $1. I mean, maybe we get to $1, right? I have no idea what this market's going to do. All I know is that as we trade and we work together, I know we're going to have fun. And I just watch how well we do. You guys with the structured thinking in terms of heavy cash on the downside, hitting your pricing targets, you are going to do light years better than anybody else, particularly also because you're not involved in options. You're going to cook it. I mean, you're going to kill this whole process. It's going to be beautiful to watch. It's going to be a great, great group. So glad all you guys got involved. Somehow we just decided technical analysis. I'm like, I've always loved it. I didn't know other people liked it. And then we start meeting the people that do like it. I'm like, well, that's the reason, some of you guys are kind of in the business, et cetera. Right now, it's the right on the line could go either way. That's right. Right now, as Bond said, pepper in. That's right, huh? Even on like top levels. There you go. I like that, Bond, huh? You have an investment level here. It's indicated. That's why I love this group, huh? Even here, just pepper in. Even here. It's not a sell signal. It's a confluence, right? You broke this, you're holding. You broke one, you're holding two. Interesting market, huh? You have to say. Interesting dynamic. It makes you engage in some strategy, like double or triple down, reserve cash with a little bit of exposure. So, Bond got in under 7 cents. It's good. And Doge, you've been through it. You've seen the market. You've seen a lot, huh? Yeah, you've seen a lot. You've been through a lot. You're a seasoned veteran in the market. It's awesome. It's really great to have you. Always. David Sweet. David is the consummate VIP. He's a cool dude. Real cool people. Understands the market. And yeah. Very, very nice. Glad we went over the momentum trade. Glad we went over. This is just uncanny right here. Look at this. Look at the time frame, everything we have it on. Literally just ripping and looping around the actual literal. Look at that, guys. You don't see that very frequently, do you? The 200 moving day average. Very interesting. Isn't that very interesting? That's pricing action, huh? I love pricing action. Price action. Bitcoin's had good price action, huh? Had it, yeah. 30% move. Target strike. Just boom, hit it. Guys, your best trades are going to be your in my opinion, are going to be your target strikes. We play around with a momentum trade. You can catch it if you catch it early. You almost like need a blare out loudspeaker. You know, like those Nexus phones they used to have, or what are they, Nextel, whatever they were. Push a button and just broadcast. Bam. This is it. It goes out to everybody. You almost need one of those like alert systems. Like, time is of the essence on momentum trades. It's just, as quick as I try and get information out to everybody, it's just like, there it is. And I'm like, well, I know people between the time that they put it in, and they have to know that too. I mean, it's like, well, is it too late? What's going on? Just something to look at. Typically, it's something to look at. If you can act quickly on it, always judge the momentum. Always look at what's going on with it. Read it, feel it for a second. Understand it before you roll into something. I'm glad that Andrew made. And I figured some people would. I saw it up for a bit, and then I saw it retrace it. I'm like, yeah, it was like people just got in and made some cash. I mean, that's the group, and I know it's you guys because you do that all the time. I'm like those are people I know. Yeah, if they're in my group, they just wanted 10%. That's fine. It's okay. It's funny. That's good though. I mean, you get to be able to identify people based on the patterns of behavior. So it's not like that everywhere. I mean, you don't just see people cashing out 10% all the time everywhere. Lars didn't have diamond hands on Doge. Oh, good for you. Good for you, Lars. Did you trade? Did you make more? Did you make more than the 10x on trading? You could have. You specifically could have. I'm going to say that about you, Lars. I know that. I believe that about you, as you could have. He says, yes, this is a VIP alert. Start sprinkling. Yeah, it's good. Why not? You have some demand. Yeah, you start peppering in, like with Doge. It's up. Yeah, you do. And it sounds bullish when we start talking about it, doesn't it? But now that y'all are saying it, I'm saying it's like, yeah, it is true. But you see the group dynamic is very good. It's very positive. Because it sounds bullish when they say it. Oh, well, now people are going to start to buy. I'm telling you, they're buying anyway. Whether or not we're talking about it in this group, this is a recognized level right here. The 236, it's recognized. The 382 on Doge, it's recognized. People are buying right now. The market is a phenomenal market right now, right? There's huge exposure. People have exposure. So yeah, as it goes down, just double, triple down. Reserve your cash for these lower levels. It's 100, 200, 600, 1,800, 5,400, total of 8,100 as an example. Not financial advice, an example. You go down below that, it's going to be a triple down of that. It may be a 5x of that. You may have 40 grand down below. Cover your upside risk. But you're not throwing all your cash in up here. No, you're not. I'm just going to throw in 5 grand up here. That's no fun. Once you schedule some trades out, use some strategy, try and really maximize your cost efficiency and your profits. Really maximize that. See? What's this doing? NKN. It's the one I brought to you. Who thinks it's going to kick up now? Very interesting, huh? If it wants to play, the play it would want to probably play is something like that. You guys agree? Max. Something like that. If it wants to play. Now, it didn't play just now. It should have played a lot harder than what it played, yeah? Yeah, so. Luna has good price action. I'm just going to tell you, right? Luna has good price action. It just feels like it's marked incorrectly. Huh? God, look at that price action, huh? That is just seriously like stringent, isn't it? Look at those candles, huh, for Luna. That's like some seriously constricted, like wow, huh? Just I mean, very solidly within a confined like pattern of volatility, isn't it? Very structured in terms of its volatility. Extraordinarily structured. Looks just like computerized almost, doesn't it? Luna. Interesting. Soul. I love Soul, guys, because I brought it to you, and then it just went chaotic, right? And I'm glad I brought it to you because I brought it to you here as an option to look at. It went up phenomenally well. It was a good trade, and then wham, look at it. So it's been, if you paid attention to it, got into it at all, started to watch it, it was an interesting trade then. It's an interesting trade now, definitely, in terms of it recapturing its zone here, right? It's one kind of an outlier that I look at. It's just interesting to me. I like different stories of prices present. Let's look at BNB. Same thing. Arguable ascending triangle, right? Wonder what the DOJ are going to do with old Binance. Don't know, huh? I hope they're all doing well. Hope he's doing well. He stopped saying not financial advice. I remember that. He stopped saying it. Huh? I always try and say it. But he did not say it one day, and then he was investigated the next day. He said something about something. I was like, ooh, you got to put that NFA in there, you know? I don't think it was just because of that, to tell you the truth, but I did notice that. It was one thing that he didn't do. There's a nice ascending, huh? Right off the 200 on T-Rex. So, BAT. It's just the same story. Meta, same story, same story, same story. It's just all the same story. You guys see that? So that's the market update, is that all of this becomes confluent in terms of the expectations. We would expect all those expectations to conform as well, right? You know? Yeah. Still intrigued about the UFO story. Yeah. we have UFO experts in our group, huh? Yeah, I mean, that's good, huh? I think that there's a lot going on with that. We heard that over the previous number of years, huh? Previous 4 years, a number of years, we heard about UFOs. Pentagon releasing information. They did release information, huh? Specific information. That's the U.S. military department, right? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So, what we're going to do, guys, I want to make sure you have time to go look at your own portfolios and that you're not overexposed to the current levels, that you have some exposure, but we're in the key. This is the key, like, battleground, right? Where you're about to, you can sit there and we got a punching bag. We need to knock this thing. We need to, hit it hard enough to where we knock it off the rafters. Right? If it's tied up with the rafters, we need to knock this punching bag. We need to hit it hard enough on the level below. If we get there, we need to hit it hard enough. We need to rip this thing off the rafters. I mean it. We literally need to do that just to give you the right mentality of how much cash you should have there compared to where you are now. That's the only, when I say those things, that or the double, triple down, the effect is not advice, not to give you this and that, do this and that. I mean, that's to give you the impression and the understanding that's how much cash I need to have at the lower levels so you're not overexposed. See, it's just a conditioning process mentally so you can understand to keep your cash down there. Say, that's how hard we need to hit it. That's the level of cash you need down there. Otherwise, you're going to be programmed incorrectly. You're not going to be thinking correctly about, how to deploy the cash or what amounts of cash to have down at those levels. Just real simple. So when I talk like that, just kind of take, that is the impression. We need to hit it that hard down there. Always having reserve cash, right? Yeah, we need to rip that punching bag, hit it, bam, knock it. I mean, it needs to be a hard enough hit with cash down there to knock it off the rafters. Yeah, I like that analogy. You got to hang it in the garage or something, a punching bag. You're gonna hit that thing hard enough. You're gonna rack that thing. Crack it off the rafters. Just break it from the rafters. So hit the like button for me. We're about 86. I normally like to get about 100. This has been a good market update. And I'm not real selective on big crowds. We could promo the channel a little bit if we want to, but I'm not real selective on big crowds. I like to kind of know who we have around here. So a lot of people with badges. Love seeing that, huh? Love seeing that in the chat. Look at all you guys with badges. That is so nice. Look at that. That's sweet, huh? That's the way this should be, huh? Look at that. I scroll up in that. That is awesome, huh? That is awesome. Christopher Davis, we want to definitely welcome you to VIP Zone. Did you get your Twitter handle together? I hope so. Atzlan, did you base camp it up? Yeah, you did. Space Ranger, we want to see you upgrade to that VIP. We'll let you be the UFO host. We won't ask any questions, so we'd like you to be in that VIP. We have definitely teacher. We have a new teacher in the VIP. We also have Soshit in the VIP. We just today earlier on we had 2 new members. Just awesome members, kind of younger guys hanging out, wanting to learn about all the details. Wow K in the house. What's up, Wow K? Nice to have you. This is why we stream for a while. We have people international, so it's kind of like, what's going on? Night, y'all. Yeah. So go plug in. Wow, okay, if you just plugged in, maybe listen to the last 20 minutes again, if not the beginning. And Blair, that's so nice you watch all the time. I appreciate that. We really hope you join on the VIP. You'd fit right in if you like this. I'm talking about all these badges and everything else. It's nice to see that. We just know it's the crowd that returns, and it's kind of the loyal crowd, loyal to each other, and kind of, they're loyal to returns. They're doing real well. So, isn't that nice? They're loyal to returns, to profits, to their accounts. That's good. Their trading philosophy. I want to let you guys go. Go hammer through your accounts. Go look at your levels of exposure. Heavyweight, double, triple down. Okay, below. Knock this thing off the rafters, right? Just frame yourself that way. Do your own due diligence. Do your own financial analysis and your own conclusions. It's not financial advice. It's a critical time. We're going to have fun with this. Watch what we do over the next 3 weeks. And in terms of Bitcoin, I'm going to tell those bruisers up at the top that like to hold and sell everything to everybody, I bet they have some surprises coming. All I'm going to say to this crew, I bet you those bruisers at the top who like to sell everything at a real high level, I bet they have some surprises coming. That's what I'm going to kind of wager with it. I bet they have some surprises coming. So that's about it. It's been nice to talk to you tonight. We'll be back with you later. Let's say later in the day, towards the morning or afternoon. Take care of your eating and your sleeping. Make sure that you also reinvest and make sure you are invested in those relationships outside of the market that you always thought were important enough to invest in before the market, okay? And you'll just see that continue to be a part of your life, just like the market will continue to be a part of your life. So we're happy to be here and happy that you were here. Welcome to all the new VIPs and Basecamp members. I'm going to hop back over into Twitter and make sure you guys are added up into that. And have a great evening. It was a great show. And we'll talk to you soon. This is London with